doesn't have to be. Go to ruffgreens.com.
Syrian opposition activists say gunmen have ambushed a bus carrying Syrian soldiers in the country's east, killing at least 20 and wounding others.
The Thursday night attack was believed to have been carried out by members of the Islamic State group. The British-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says that 23 Syrian soldiers were killed and 10 wounded in the attack on a desert road near the eastern town of Mayadeen in Deir el-Zor province that borders Iraq. There was no immediate comment from the Syrian army or government on the attack. IS control large parts of Syria and Iraq, where they declared a caliphate in June 2014. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Some 14,000 people being evacuated in a town in eastern Poland after a construction worker uncovered a massive 550-pound unexploded bomb, thought to be an aerial bomb left over from World War II and still potentially deadly. Townhall.com. A West Virginia man allegedly threatened jurors and witnesses at the trial of the Pittsburgh synagogue gunman.
The Justice Department says Hardy Lloyd of Follinsby, West Virginia, is accused of sending threatening social media posts and emails, along with comments on websites about the death penalty trial of Robert Bowers. He's charged with making online threats toward the jury and witnesses at the trial of the man who killed 11 congregants at a Pittsburgh synagogue. Lloyd is a self-proclaimed white supremacist. The Justice Department says he was also allegedly responsible for placing threatening and anti-Semitic stickers in predominantly Jewish areas of Pittsburgh. I'm Walter Ratliff.
The U.S. saw a record number of suicides last year. The government reports 49,500 people took their own lives in 2022. The largest increases seen in older adults. Deaths rose nearly 7% in those 45 to 64, more than 8% 65 and older. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday. We made it.
Yes.
Buenos Friday.
Indeed.
First full week of school for the kids.
First full week down.
Almost underdone.
Now, here's a question. Because technically this is the last work weekday of summer for the Artesia kids.
Yeah.
So do you consider the last day of summer to be, in this scenario, Sunday or today? The last day of their summertime season, of their summer.
I would say Monday, when they actually go back
to
school.
It's officially Monday. So you would count the weekend. Because I do consider it like this. This is the last day of summer vacation for their Artesia kids.
Yeah.
But they still have a weekend.
Yeah, but I incorporate as part of it.
Yeah, we all have a weekend.
No, we don't.
Okay, well, 9 to 5ers have a weekend. Sorry to all you shift workers out there. I fail to take that into consideration way too often. It's like, it's Friday. They're like, yeah, it's my Wednesday.
It's like, yeah, this is the day I start my work week. But, or if you're, any shift work or, customer service industry, they don't shut down on Fridays. So And I imagine some schools, they probably have, like, depending on, I can't imagine they're doing a bunch of homework now, but there might be some of the high-end stuff that they got to do some prerequisite things.
Is Saturday school still a thing?
I have no idea.
Because I
am
remember,
not the person to ask that.
Yeah, it was mostly just asking the ether. When I was a kid, it was like you had 3 tiers of punishment. You had ISS, which was in-school suspension. You had OSS, which was the highest tier. If you messed up, you got OSS, out-of-school suspension.
Yeah.
But Saturday school was right there in that creamy middle of like, you messed up, worse than ISS. We're going to make you lose your Saturday.
Yeah, so we never had that.
No?
I think that was a Breakfast Club thing. We never had that at all.
Yeah, we did Saturday school at in Oklahoma.
No, our teachers were dedicated to be off on the weekend.
And,
so.
And that's the thing is they were furious that they were doing the Saturday
Well, do you
shift.
blame them?
Yeah, no.
Hey, let's take a day
One of your two.
where we got to take the kids that were problems all week long and then deal with them for a day on my day off. Yeah, that sounds like something they sign up for in droves.
Yeah. You don't want to be here as much as I don't want to be here.
And the Breakfast Club.
And the Breakfast Club. But yeah, I only went one time, and it was just not fun.
For good behavior. What'd you do to get
I was just loud, obnoxious, constantly, throwing jokes out, being the kid was trying to make everybody else laugh and disrupt the class.
Just being the class clown. So
several warnings, didn't stop.
How did the parents take your Saturday schools?
Oh, they were fine with it.
Oh, really?
My parents?
What, did you get in trouble like when you got home?
I mean, I got yelled at for sure.
Yeah.
But they were sort of like at that stage doing their own thing.
Nah.
Yeah.
And you were a teenager at that point.
They couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
No, I was like I was 4th grade.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. They just couldn't be bothered. My dad.
So I didn't realize it was that young in school. Like I thought that was until high school you saw that.
My dad was in college. My mom was working like 2 jobs at the time.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, it was me and my sister.
I'm really shocked it's elementary school age. Like
it was the height. We were the height of the latchkey kids. I mean, it was every day.
I just figure in-school suspension or Saturday school would be something to do in high school, not elementary.
They probably did still in high school, but
yeah. I think it'd be too young for that. But what do I know? So I'm not.
It was also the day and age where my principal had a leather strap paddle on the back wall.
Ah, the beatings.
Mm-hmm.
There's a young Sheldon episode where the principal and Sheldon's dad, who's the football coach, are talking, and somehow they get on his paddle. Goes, yeah, this is the one I had back in the day. It had the shop teacher drill the holes in it
for wind resistance. You see, cuts down on drag.
And then he said something about getting tennis elbow back in the day.
Yeah, they were all in with the.
Or he said something like, "I broke 3 of these off."
Going through a 3 paddle a day habit.
That's right. So, it is Friday.
Yes.
That means one thing. McDonald's Friday. Big thank you to the fine folks at McDonald's. Each and every single Friday, they provide us with delicious breakfast treats. And Roy told me there is an Oreo cream pie, cookies and cream pie in our bag this morning.
Nice.
So,
Major bag alert, everybody. As the kids say.
Swing by
No
McDonald's. Utilize the app. Download that bad boy, and you start getting free points towards free food on your first visit. You can use that app to have it picked up and waiting for you to enjoy inside. You can go through the drive-thru, even curbside pick up, or make delivery. All of the above options available through the app for you. And give it a try. Give it a little dance. I think you'll be happy.
You can unlock double points for breakfast today. If you order through the app, you get double points. And double points on your Happy Meal purchase for the next 3 days.
And tune in. I think, don't quote me, but I want to say it's next Tuesday is the teacher free breakfast day.
Oh, yeah.
Where you go through the drive-thru that morning and you get like a free sausage, a drink, and a sausage biscuit. If you're a teacher, show your teacher badge. I believe it's next Tuesday. I'm going to get that for certain to let you know, but I believe that's what my wife was telling me yesterday. It's next Tuesday they're doing that.
It's still early in the year, but I wonder if there's going to be any teachers or classes that do the work the drive or work the McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Teacher's night or whatever they call it.
Well, and that kind of was a thing in COVID, before COVID, and then COVID kind of put a kibosh on it.
It sort of did, yeah. But I wonder if any teachers might bring that back.
I would think the time has come. The time has come. Yeah, Midnight Oil to reference again. So
we reference Beds Are Burning more than probably any other morning show in southeastern New Mexico.
Well, it's because I like that song in the 80s, and probably 90% of people don't even remember the song from the 80s. Unless you were watching MTV in a very certain time period in its history. Then you know it very well because it was on every other video song. Hey, it's back, Midnight Oil. Hey, we're going to play Midnight Oil.
It was a great video.
It was. But, after 70 times a day, the time has come.
Has it?
For a new video.
I had a list one time. I lost it, but I used to know the first 5 songs that played on MTV because everybody knows the Buggles, Video Killed the Radio Star. Yep. I know that Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders was like number 4.
Yeah.
I think it was like the 4th video they played, and I can't remember what the other ones are.
Wasn't the Cars or something in there?
Probably. I mean, at that point,
I feel like it was like one of those bands like them. There's a lot of British stuff.
Oh, because we weren't making videos here.
Yeah, because the only people who really had videos at that time were British bands, and but they'd show like Journey and stuff, like old concert footage from the late 70s, and that would be their video till they made videos and stuff. So
okay, so where'd it go? There it is. First one was the Buggles. You Better Run by Pat Benatar was the second video. She Won't Dance With Me by Rod Stewart was third. You Better You Bet by The Who was fourth. Lil Susie's on the Up by PhD. Really? What? I guess I didn't know that was a cover. Was number 5. Cliff Richard, We Don't Talk Anymore. Then the Pretenders, Brass in Pocket at number 7. That's what it was. And then Todd Rundgren, Time Heals at number 8.
Thing is, like when that debuted, MTV was only on in like 200 TVs. So like nobody, except a very small window of people saw the first.
When they
the airing of MTV.
Introduced the channel MTV Classic, which I don't even know if it's a channel anymore.
Probably not.
What their idea was they're going to...
Because MTV Classic's filled with older TV shows from MTV.
Well, that's what it was. It was going to be music videos.
It's not even music videos.
It was going to be music videos. And then they just started showing like old Real Worlds. But they reran the first hour of MTV. Like complete with commercials and the VJs.
That's probably the only way
everything.
most people saw it.
It was actually really cool to kind of go back and see like Kurt Loder that young.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all kids then. And they were literally flying by the seat of their pants.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was, I mean, MTV's kind of it's just one of those moments in time where the right things were in the right spot at the right time, and it hit a revolutionary thing that just caught on, and it started hard and kind of died hard too.
It was weird with cable. They were like, "Hey, we have all these channels now. Y'all want to like start making content?"
But I think the beginning of the end was when they said, "You know what? People are tired of just watching music videos all day. They want to see a show now and then." And they start putting in shows like Remote Control and things like that, and the rest is history.
But why can't we have just hour blocks of just music videos?
Yes,
I miss those days. There was a sweet spot right about like the mid 90s where they were still showing blocks of music videos, but also like Beavis and Butthead. And
I think they do now, but it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's never during time that people are awake.
So. Bring back pop-up video, doggone it.
I remember pop-up video.
I loved that show.
Yeah, that was a whole crave there, pop-up, for a while. Like, pop-up video created a whole sensation where pretty much every television show you see nowadays has a pop-up feature, kind of like Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, when they like rerun episodes.
Thank MTV for that. The pop-up video was the juggernaut that started all.
Because we all want to know how the sausage gets made.
That's right. I do.
Yeah.
Let me give you the rundown. We got a full slate for you. We got the folks from Victory Outreach going to join us here in just a few minutes. Give us an update on what's going on there. In the 8 o'clock hour, I believe it'll be Charles Eastless from the Sheriff's Department. It might be the Sheriff, but one of 2 of those gentlemen will join us, give us an update in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we've got Caitlin from the Roswell Public Library joining us, give us an update on some of the events and things they've got going on there. So that plus all of your features that include the news of the local and national variety, Wall Street Business Update, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Full slate.
It is. All right, it is 7:17. Let's take a look at that weather, see if there's still a chance for some of that wet stuff to hit us this weekend. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather, sunshine, and hot temperatures again today. We'll be hitting about 105 on the afternoon high. We do have some humid air coming in from the south, so we could pick up a late day shower or thunderstorm. An isolated shower this evening, and then partly cloudy overnight with mid-70s, and then about the same for Saturday and Sunday. Isolated to scattered late day showers and thunderstorms, and it stays hot. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 81 degrees here in Roswell. I know, it sucks, doesn't it? It's 7 in the morning, 7:15 in the morning. It's 81 degrees already. It's crazy. Humidity is at 38%. Winds are out of the west at 14 miles per hour. Heat advisory once again from noon today until 8 p.m. this evening. Ends an hour earlier than yesterday. I'm going to take that as a good sign. We are looking at a 30% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mainly after 3 today, mostly sunny. 105 our expected high with west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at showers tonight, mainly before midnight. Looking at partly cloudy with an overnight low of 74 degrees. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, we're looking at a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, mostly sunny and 103 for a high. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 74 degrees. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, sunny and 102. Sunday night, a 30% chance of rain, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 72. And Monday, when you head back to work and school, we're looking at a 50% chance at showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny. High of only 95. And look at this, 95 on Monday, 97 on Tuesday, 101 on Wednesday. So for 2 days, maybe at the beginning of next week, we're going to be below 100. One of those days, pretty good shot at rain. So I'm going to call that a hopeful win there. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll have the folks from Victory Outreach join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The Rehabilitation Center at Artesia General Hospital offers a variety of services led by experienced licensed therapists, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. Their multidisciplinary team provides a complete evaluation with the full support of your primary care provider to develop a custom plan to support your personal goals and recovery needs. These treatment plans help manage symptoms, educate patients and their families, and ultimately get back to the activities that bring you joy. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/rehab.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Calichi's is ready to bring you the coolest dessert in the desert. Desert Ice, a 100% fat-free and dairy-free premium fruit ice that's made daily. Whether in the desert on a cone, a cup, or as a mix-it, Desert Ice is the perfect treat to cool you down when things get hot. Available in fruitastic flavors like mango, strawberry, lemon, and orange. Try it alone, in a cone, or take it to the party zone and mix it in with any Calichi's flavor. Turns out the desert can be a pretty cool place. Get to Calichi's on North Main in Roswell, Roswell's newest spot to chill out.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Victory Outreach, of course, Pastor Pat Laney back with us, Phil Wood, also Emilio Trujillo as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Good. How's y'all ready for the weekend? Another awesome weekend of praise and worship, and you do it all week, but the weekend's kind of the highlight. That's where the big crowds come.
We had an amazing service last night. We kicked it off at our midweek on Thursday, and we really believe it's just momentum to carry us into the weekend.
Sure.
We're looking forward to a great weekend.
Absolutely, and that's and for folks not familiar, Victory Outreach is a church that just welcomes everybody, just like every other church. You know, obviously, you guys have the special caveat of a lot of folks that come part of Victory Outreach are also folks that have dealt with issues, dependency issues, just life not working, which all of us have those problems. Just usually the folks that come to Victory Outreach usually have a few more of those things they've got to work out, and
we're still working them out.
Well, and that's just it. As human beings, we're all still working them out. But you know what I mean? Like generally speaking, people that have maybe had life chew them up and spit them out, and are not feeling very receptive to life. Victory Outreach is a place that really welcomes folks that have kind of been chewed up and spit out a little bit by what the world's done to them, and it reestablishes that faith, for people. And that's what I think. Sure, it's people dealing with drugs, alcohol, whatever, but really what we're dealing with is people that either lost faith or never knew the faith to begin with. And I think, and then you find once that's established, the rest kind of works itself out. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you don't have a drug problem, you have a faith problem. And once we figure that out, the drug problem will probably fix itself. Is that kind of... that's kind of how you guys operate, really.
Yeah,
that's kind of...
Jesus is the answer, for sure.
100%.
And so, whatever it is,
But that being said, you don't have to have any of those problems to come be a part of Victory Outreach. If you just want to come and celebrate God, and you've never taken a drink in your life or never had any issues like that, good for you, by the way. That's hard to pull off, but good for you. But come on down. Come on. It's a celebration of life and people and God. That's what Victory Outreach is, and that's what they do every weekend and during the week. And yes, we have events and we have people doing testimony and messages, but all of that combines to the big goal of we're all here to celebrate God and be the best God's people we can be. And that's really what Victory Outreach is. Is that pretty safe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good deal. So, real quick, was it last Friday or Friday before? I can't remember. We had the big event out on the courthouse.
A couple Fridays ago, it was an amazing success.
Yeah.
We had hundreds of people out there.
Yeah.
We had a great time. The city really came out. A lot of different churches and people came out, and it was really good. It was really good.
I would invite
for Roswell.
I would invite folks too, because the folks that normally are that's their home every Friday is a group called The Gig. Pastor Ridgway, they come out, and you've probably seen them every Friday. They come out and they just invite everybody to come out. And so you guys kind of partner with them a couple times each summer to do things. And you guys had your one for the last one for this summer just a couple weeks ago. But I would invite, I don't know how many more weeks he's going to be out there on Friday nights, but I would invite people, come on out every Friday night.
I know it's at least a few more weeks.
Yeah.
I already seen the post for his next stuff he has coming up. And
I know technically that's not your guys' stuff, but we're all doing the same work.
Together.
Yeah, you're doing the same work. It's all God's people.
Yeah, we joined together, and we might roll over there tonight and help support what they got going on. And
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and how people find God doesn't matter. If you went through this door or this door, we just want you to find God. You know what I mean? It's like, did you come in? How did you recommend? I don't care. I don't care if a friend recommended you or you found it yourself, whatever. We're just glad you're here.
Yeah. Real quick, Mike, about the Hope for Roswell. So that was our first event, but that's our only one that's going to be on the courthouse lawn for Hope for Roswell. Once again, shout out to Vistascapes, our sponsor, and then all the other ministries that helped out, and of course, Pastor Jim and The Gig for allowing us to be there that night. But we do have our second Hope for Roswell event coming up next month, and that's going to be on September 10th.
Okay.
It's going to be a Sunday night, and it's Pastor Sal Perez from Victory Outreach Tucson.
Okay.
We had him last year. It was an amazing success, and he sings Christian oldies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Hold on, Now, is it new Christian music in the style of the oldies, or are these old Christian songs?
No, it's like
that are in the style of
it's like oldies music, but with Christian words.
Gotcha. So if you love the Big Bopper and that stuff, but it's that style of music in Christian.
If you drive a lowrider, you should be at the concert.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, is this just old Christian music, or is it Christian music in oldie style?
No, it's oldie style for sure.
Good deal. Cool. But and is that going to be at the church, or is that
right now it is planned to be at the church? But if you want to follow us on our Facebook, Victory Outreach Roswell, or
in case it
Instagram,
gets too big for the parking lot or for the church, they need to move it.
Yeah,
that'd be a good problem to have. So, But and tell folks where you're located in case they're not familiar and they want to maybe come this weekend for their first service.
Yeah, so we're located at 2801 West 4th Street.
Yes.
We partnered together. We're renting a space from the Westminster Presbyterian Church, and so we're right there. It's right behind Champion Motorsports.
Exactly, right there.
behind the Harley shop. So.
Near Enchanted Hills Park there.
Right next to the Frisbee.
Right across the Sycamore Country Club, whatever. Is that Sycamore? I think it's right across Sycamore there.
Yeah, 4th Street.
Yeah.
Come on out. Even for one of our services, we have great services. Thursday night at 7, or Sunday morning at 11:30.
It's a celebration. That's what your services are. A celebration of God. You get it's not like, because everyone has an idea of church. You know what I mean? And depending on your faith and how you were brought up, you kind of have an image of what church looks like for you.
Yeah, whatever that image is, it's probably not that.
And that's what I mean. It's not. This isn't the stuffy. Right. Your church closed Sunday. This is come as you are. Come celebrate God. You don't have to get dressed up. You don't have to be. Don't have to put on your best clothes and mind your P's and Q's. Just come and celebrate God and see where the Spirit moves you.
Absolutely. We have a very diverse group, and it's great.
Yeah. Like back when I was a kid, we used to joke about our holy jeans, and that was because you had holes in them. I was like, that's our holy jeans to do it at church, and parents never found that funny, but that was kind of a joke for us as a kid. So I'm curious. I mean, talk to you. I know you're here. Talk a little bit. How did you come to be a part of Victory Outreach?
I was in Clovis. I'm from Clovis originally.
Okay.
So, I was transported from the hospital here to the Sunrise here in a unit here in Roswell, Eastern New Mexico University, hospital. And I was having suicidal thoughts. Drug addiction at that point was at a very, very, very tumultuous point. You
were feeding the addiction.
I was feeding the addiction, and that was like I've been using drugs on and off since around 24 hard drugs since about 28. I smoked weed maybe around since about I was like a teenager, really. Did all that. But at that point, my drug addiction was meth at that time, and I was getting suicidal at that point. I was getting very, down on myself.
Sure,
life was bleak at that point. So I started getting suicidal, and I got transported here to the hospital at Sunrise, and it was there I met a counselor or a caseworker there that recommended me to go to Victory Outreach. I was like, all right, I'll go to rehab. 30 days, 60 days, I think it'll be all right.
Sure. He's like, I do a stint, pull it.
It'll be all right. And then she's like, how about 12 months? And I'm like, yeah, let's try it. And, it's the best decision I made in a long time.
Absolutely.
In the home, you start to think, you start, I was never really, growing up, I never really had...
I'll say, did you grow up with a Christian background?
No, I didn't grow up with a Christian background. Didn't grow up in that environment. But... growing up, I didn't know any of that, and it's sad because I wish I did, because I feel like I wouldn't have done most of the things I've done in the past if I did.
But here's the thing: that's the beauty of God.
That is
no matter if you show up to the game in the fourth quarter, as long as you show up.
But in the home, I had a lot of time to think. I had a lot of time to pray.
Yeah.
And I've gotten closer with God, and He's been answering some of my prayers. My son is now reading the Bible every day.
Awesome.
He's going to Christian school.
So it's like your own kids and family, or you're incorporating that life.
It's showing. Honestly, I feel like in the home I have a lot of weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
Sure.
And I gave it all to God, and He's been answering my prayers. He's been relieving me of all that stress.
I'm curious. Did you lose? Like during your peak time of drugs and things, did you lose contact with family and stuff? Or was family really not in the picture to begin with?
I kind of hid my addiction for a while, a couple years. It's not until 3 months prior before coming into the home that I found out.
So you tried to function.
Yeah, I was.
You tried to live a double life, basically.
I was doing it pretty well for a little bit.
Yeah, and that's just it. A lot can.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part. Some have done 20, 30 years like that, and they don't know any different. And those are the hardest ones to kind of, it's like, hey, if it's working for you, it's kind of hard to let you see why it's not really working.
Yeah. It was just a hard time to, like, that when everyone found out, I kind of distanced myself. That's why I started getting, I've been dealing with depression since I was 13, really.
Yeah.
I have major depressive disorder, and I was diagnosed with that. And it's just, I grew up and I used my addiction more as a coping mechanism.
Sure.
As more of just to feel better, to feel all right.
Well, that was probably the one thing in your life you're like, I feel good.
Yeah.
Like I feel, and if you're dealing when everything else in your life is handing you negative feelings, and then you got whatever the drug is for that brief moment saying, all right, I feel pretty good. I'm happy. I don't care what people think. And once you get that feeling, and when you're doing, I mean, I imagine that's that's what you're chasing after that. You know?
It was a constant feeling of I just need to be all right. And I got really sad. Like when I said prior to coming into the home, those couple months, I lost everything. Place I was staying at, my car, and just my job to my addiction. But at that point, I gave up on myself.
You kind of hit your bottom.
Yeah,
that was your bottom.
I gave up on myself. Like it's to the point where my parents didn't want me around.
So I'm curious. How long ago was that? Just give it a year ago, 6 months ago?
6 months. I came into the home about 6 months ago.
Okay, so we're talking. You're about 6 months from that life.
Yeah.
How is things now with some? Are you starting to reestablish connections with some of the family and things? Good.
I am. Good. I'm talking to my son. I've been talking to my son. I've been in constant communication with that. He understands what's going on.
But some of the people that were really mad at you, are they starting to kind of come back into your life again?
Yeah, they are. I kind of disappeared, honestly. Well, I needed to do it.
And that's the hardest part for your family, because I imagine they loved you, but they didn't know what to do either. And they're like, we can't support this, but at the same time, you know what I mean? And so they probably were just as clueless on what to do as you were. You know what I mean? And so I hope they're getting a little help themselves, because they probably could use it too, just to.
That's one of the beautiful things about the Victory Home is often a man or woman comes into the Victory Home and they're the ones that are battling addiction. But then after they get set free and get a relationship with Jesus, then the family comes to the Lord. It's like, and then one by one, they're even the ones that weren't drug addicted or didn't, and they begin to come to church. And
well, they kind of have Emilio as the proof.
Right.
Like they saw Emilio at his worst and now see him now, and they're like, if that's what God can do, maybe I should be a part of that team. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what is great. And I think you're now into the good part. You're in the part where you've kind of got over that hill, and now you're putting your life back together, and you're putting it back together the way you want it to be back together. Right. And that's the cool part, and that's why I'm so glad you're here. But the fact that you get to do so, let me ask now. What I know you're 6 months in, and you probably take it one day at a time. But like, say a year or two from now, where do you envision yourself at? Where do you hope to be?
I'm probably going to stay here in Roswell.
Okay. You keep in the ministry and keep ministering and doing kind of take the.
It's good for me.
The role of these two gentlemen here.
It's something I need. And it's something I feel like I've been called for.
Okay. So I'm curious. What's the best place to eat in Clovis versus the best place to eat in Roswell? Like, if we're in Clovis right now, where'd you send me? Just curious. I'm all forward about food.
I like Leal's.
I heard they had McDonald's in Clovis. That's what
I heard. We have Burger King.
They do have that. So. But in case you're going through, it's like, oh yeah, I heard about that restaurant. We should hit that one too.
Well, what was it called? The Clovis one?
What?
What was the restaurant you said?
Oh, Leal's.
Yeah.
I'll have to try it when we go through.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just telling you, can't. Put that piece of information in your back pocket next time you go through there too. So I guess would be at some point maybe your family stuff that immediate family, children, things will be coming here to Roswell. Or are they already back here now?
I pray that they will.
Okay.
I mean, they're
not there yet, but
not
working
there yet.
But
I'm praying on it.
Good. Well, it's and this is something I'm sure you're learning. You got to give them time and space too, because they're still processing everything and they're happy, but they're kind of. Imagine they're a little punch drunk and kind of like, I don't, let's see how this is going. I'm happy it's the right direction, but in the back of their brain, there's, you know what I mean? They're still gonna, and that's just gonna take time. It just takes time, and people, and for them coming to church and things, if that does happen, that'll heal that too, because people that haven't found God, when you hold on to, and people that have found God, that when you get angry about issues and you hold on to them, people don't have God in their life tend to let that eat them up. You know what I mean? And that's a bad thing. So you gotta let that process happen too sometimes, which I'm sure you guys are very familiar with that kind of thing. It's you kind of gotta let people find the light at their own pace sometimes, and you want to push them and here it is, but that won't work.
It's like we can't do it, and it's like but God can.
Sure.
And
so for you guys and Emilio, I imagine as your journey progresses here, you're going to learn. It's like you just kill them with kindness. You just you don't give up.
Yeah.
They're going to say no, 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 but you're always there until that one day where they say, yes, let's do that. And that's all you can hope. And then you just hope and pray. And that whole time they're keeping the no on you. They're not spiraling too far down to where you can't bring them back. And that's the only thing you can hope for sometimes. But anyway, my point is there is light at the end of the tunnel. This is, I know we've talked to people that have probably been in much worse shape than Emilio here, and they are able to come from that. I mean, we've talked to folks where they were borderline ready to be dead, and we talked to them a year later, and it's night and day difference. So there is no point of no return. If you're breathing and you're on Earth, there's a chance for you to turn this around.
Yeah,
so
you said that Emilio came in the fourth quarter. God kind of held the game back for me till like triple overtime. I was in bad shape. I did work on my life. But see, the great thing about hearing testimonies like Brother Emilio's here is it shows what God is actually doing inside of our victory home, and it gives hope to not just his family, but other men and young adults and children struggling out there in our community that say, hey, you know what? Like, even if you're a kid, like, hey, if your dad needs help, we have a place for him here. And it's like you can pray your parents in, your aunts and uncles, your grandparents. It's like young adults can have the power to really change people's lives. And Jesus did it for our pastor. He did it for Brother Emilio. He's done it in my life. He's done it in countless lives. And if anyone out there is struggling with drugs or alcohol or depression or suicidal thoughts or they're out there living a life and they're lost and hopeless and they need help, there's a place for them right here in the city of Roswell. It's the Roswell Victory Homes.
Absolutely.
You can give me a call anytime, night or day, 575-291-4107. It's a completely free 12-month home.
all you got to do is say yes.
All you got to do is say yes and walk through the door.
Well, and here's the thing, and women, of course, there's the men's homes here, but women, if you are struggling, reach out to, you're going to be going to Albuquerque or something because that's where the home is for women, but, the men's home happens to be here, and so doesn't matter if you're male, female, if you're reaching out to God, Victory Outreach will be there to help you on the other side. And this is the part, too, you had mentioned earlier, all the pastors, everyone, they've walked in your shoes. They've been there. They've seen it, and may have been in worse situations you are in some cases. And that is such a bigger, powerful testimony. I don't care but if you got a person that's preaching you that's never done the things, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it's hard for you to appreciate their understanding of what you're going through because they've never been sitting in a street corner in the middle of the night looking to score some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But someone like yourselves, you've been down that road, and so when Emilio comes in and says you don't get it, it's like, hold my beer. You should hear what I did. You know what I mean? And there's strength in that testimony there because it gives people hope when in its physical evidence of like, man, if that guy was there and is now an amazing person, that can be me too. And there is so much powerful just strength in that testimony that
Absolutely.
you can't that no other form can kind of compete with that sometimes because you're everything that person's negatively saying I can't do in my head, you just debunked by walking in the room. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about
it's like
that.
The people that have been delivered and set free, it's like they become evidence.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now there's evidence. Like, hey, I didn't think it could happen, but no, here's the evidence. It can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And so please give that a try. And I get it. I think addicts, people that are addicted to things, sometimes you got to hit the bottom before you're ready to go away from that. Sure. Unfortunately, that's 99% of the case.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. But if you've hit that bottom and ready, reach out. Call Pastor Phil Wood. Come by the church. Doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m. Just let's get you on the right path, and let's see what we can do to start bringing good things back into your life and showing you there is a reason to be here other than that meth or whatever your vice is at that moment. So.
And also one more thing I wanted to put out there too is our home. It is free.
Yes.
For men, women when they come in, it's free for the 12 months. We are a self-sustainable, I think I said the word correctly, home. So the men go out and they do fundraising. So if anyone needs help out there, We do car washes. We have a car wash actually this afternoon at Advanced Auto Parts.
Oh, nice.
At 9 a.m.
Cool.
The men will be out there washing cars. I think we also have one tomorrow morning at the Diamond Shamrock.
Oh, cool.
But the men, if you ever need help doing yard work, painting, moving, any kind of manpower, whatever you need, you could also call us at that same number, 575-291-4107. And all the finances go to keeping the Roswell Victory Home open.
Very good.
To be able to support the men that are in the home.
Good deal. So, and now I'm going to give you're going to have to get your car washed today here for twofold reason. One, to Hope Victory Home, but if you want to guarantee rain this weekend, go wash your car.
Well, you can get it washed today. It's going to rain, and then we have one tomorrow.
And they do it again, and we get more rain.
Double, yeah.
You're perpetuating the cycle, and you're helping out here too. So that's a good thing. I am curious though. If say some people are listening and saying, "Hey, I'd love to donate items, clothing, bedding, toiletries, whatever." Is that a thing, or is that something you can or cannot do?
Yeah, you could always give me a call at 575-291-4107.
Okay.
And we do accept donations, whether it's monetary or clothing, bedding.
Is there?
We're always in a high need of obviously like hygiene.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
We
Is
do
there
get a lot of
higher
men,
priority things that you could use?
We do get a lot of men coming in. Obviously, coming in off the streets, and they don't have hygiene such as deodorant.
They literally got the clothes on their
body
back,
wash,
and that's it. Nothing
razors,
else.
stuff like that, and cleaning. Because we know obviously we keep our home.
When you have a group
clean
of people
and stuff,
together, things get dirty, and they got to clean it up from time to time. That's called life.
So anything from clothing to hygiene and cleaning products. If you'd like to donate, you could give us a call at 575-291-4107, and the same number also if you're out there struggling, or you might say, hey, I have a family member who's struggling. I wanted to get more information. Feel free to call as well.
Sure, and trust me, those donations, they do help. Not only physically, like yes, the things you're bringing are going to be used in the home, but when people in the home see just people helping for no other reason than they want to, that helps the psyche of it's like a lot of times when we talk about the Roswell Refuge, the domestic violence home there. The victims that are in that home have built walls up because that's how they combat against being victims of domestic violence. So when they see people doing random acts of kindness, they don't know how to react. That chips away that wall a little bit, and it starts inviting people back into their world. I would argue it's the same thing here at the Victory Outreach Home, where they're seeing, why is this person just bringing things? Why would they do that? Just because they are nice and want to? And it starts to, again, break down some barriers, break down some of that, and start to see people as human beings again, and seeing people as good instead of either your adversary or a means to blockading you from your goal. You know what I mean? And that's that's very important in the whole process, I think. So please do that. If you want to come and bring toiletries or bring bedding or towels and things like that, please do that. Please bring it and make a show, and let's show the folks in the home that we care and love, and we want them to be to have great, happy lives. Just we want the same thing they want. And so I think when the public does that, it makes a strong gesture of saying we support you, and to people that, let's face it, probably have not seen a lot of love in their life. Now starting to see that, it chips away at the anger, it chips away at the resentment, it chips away at all the things that have built up in that person. And starts allowing them to see humans in a way we want to see each other. I know I'm getting windbaggy and all that, but I really think that this is the kind of stuff that makes a difference.
Yeah.
We could sit in the streets and argue and have protests and signs and complain about who's right about this and who's right about that. All that's fine and dandy, but you got to get in and do the work. You got to go in and you got to talk and you got to be human beings. And when you do that, you'll fix the problems. You'll fix and with God guiding you along that way, it'll all work out. So come out. And by the way, just come out. And this is the other thing I want to remind you. You don't have to have an addiction or deal. If you just want to come celebrate God, come be a part of it. Come celebrate. I guarantee you're going to meet a bunch of people that are happy, and because they literally found, it's like a new toy. They found the light, and they're happy and want to celebrate with everybody, And so you want to come for a joyous celebration every weekend. Come out to Victory Outreach, because that's exactly what it is. These are folks that have seen the darkest of light, or darkest of nights, and survived it, and are very happy about it and want to celebrate that. So please come be a part of that.
Every Sunday morning, starting at 10:30 a.m., we have our Sunday social. It's a time where we come together as a church. It's free donuts, free coffee.
There's always food, right?
Yeah, there's always got to be food. You'll be able to talk. Our pastors will be there, obviously. I'll be there. Brother Emilio, the rest of the guys in the home. So if you want to come celebrate our Sunday mornings with us, it starts at 10:30 with our Sunday social, some donuts and coffee. We have some 30-minute time of prayer, and then we get into our Sunday morning service at 11:30. We want to encourage everyone to come out.
Absolutely. More work can be done in a conversation over some donuts than, what I mean? You can get more done in that.
We're a firm believer in donuts.
Maybe you should work that in.
Yeah.
God, people, donuts. Victory Outreach.
And then also, if you want to keep up with us and all, because we do a lot of events, a lot of great things. Follow us on our Facebook and our Instagram. You can even see our services on Facebook.
Sure, if you can't get out, maybe you're sick or something, and so connect with God that way. We'll bring God to you through if you can figure out how to work your computer or iPad there. Absolutely. And if not, someone could show you here too. I imagine for you, Emilio, now, have you kind of turned into a mentor role now that you've been in 6 months where some of these new folks come in and you're the one that's kind of saying, yeah, I know what you feel like. I've been there. Come talk to me.
I do talk to them. I do relate with them in some aspects.
And I imagine for you, that's got to be the cool part of your journey, because now
it's new.
Yeah, but it's a cool part, because I imagine you've gone your whole life where people aren't looking to me to be the guider. You know what I mean? And now for I'm guessing maybe some first time in your life, people are looking to you to be the answer. And at first that's intimidating, I'm guessing, but when you're trusted that way and then you help, I mean that's got to be feeding your soul almost probably more than the soul that you're helping.
It's new, but it's neat. I mean, I'm learning as I go too as well, but
sure,
it's something I enjoy.
Is there days where you have like the Talladega Nights, like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now?
Those days all the
time. That kind of moment there. Sure, we all have that. That's just it. And but it's so great. I'm happy to hear that where you came from to where you're at now. That's the story that needs to be celebrated, and that's the inspiration for the kid that's just like you that went through what you did. And hopefully they see you and are able to get off that path a little earlier than you did, and that's the victory right there. So
it is.
Good deal. Again, Victory Outreach Roswell is probably the best way to look up on Facebook there. Usually if I type that, it pops right up and you can like and follow and stay up to date on the services and the different events and things that are going on there. Just come out on Sundays again. They're right near behind Champion Motorsports there at the name of the church just went right out of my head. Westminster Presbyterian Church. Thank you. I just had a big brain cramp right there. I was like, but right there, Westminster, which is right. It used to be a Masonic lodge. I'm not sure what that is next door now. And then there's those apartments, and I used to live over in those apartments. That's why there was a Masonic temple, and I remember years ago they did it was almost like a Shriners motorcycle thing. It wasn't Shriners. It was I think Christian Motorcycle Group, but they did a whole bunch of circles and stunts one day, and I used to live in those apartments. But Westminster Presbyterian Church is right next to that there. But so come on out Sunday. Come on out, and of course that's a great church too. You meet the pastors and stuff after you're done with Victory Outreach. Go talk to those guys.
Well, you have to talk to them before because they
meet early.
They're early.
Okay.
Yeah, we're too
you sleep in a little bit.
Yeah,
like, hey, we like to sleep in. God lets us celebrate around now. He gets it. Very good. But come on out, be a part. Victory Outreach. Yeah. Give out the website too for folks that they want to.
It's just victoryoutreach.org. Victoryoutreachroswell.org. I think. Well, it's on our Facebook. It's our Facebook website.
If you Google Victory Outreach Roswell, New
Yeah.
Mexico, it'll pop right up as the first thing. Put the NM unless you want to. There probably is a Victory Outreach in Roswell, Georgia. I don't.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, we're working on it. So it'll just be the New Mexico.
Beat them. If you just Google Victory Outreach Roswell, if you just Google Victory Outreach Roswell, will be the first thing and only thing that should pop up. And then also, you can always go to Facebook and put in Victory Outreach Roswell.
Yeah.
So.
And no matter how far you are, if you're breathing, there's a chance.
Yeah.
Come talk. Come reach out. Come to services. Come. You know what? If you're out and about, come out to Pastor Ridgway's here and talk and say, hey, I heard the Victory Outreach. He would put you in touch with the folks here. So if you need it, find someone of God and they'll get you. They'll get you to Victory Outreach. You know what I mean? That's they'll put you to that path. But please come. And unfortunately, I imagine it's one of those things where people have to hit the bottom, have to hit the hole. I imagine a few people come because they were court ordered or you know, but most people, but even then, folks like that, the light bulb has to hit. It's got to be their decision.
I was actually a court ordered. Yeah, and I was an atheist, and
Sure.
I was court ordered.
So you were pretty much all the boxes that's anti what you are now.
Yeah,
you could check. And exactly, and again, back to what we're saying is if this person who was pretty much doing the opposite of everything they're saying today can be here, you can be here. So do that. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Emilio, nice to meet you. So happy to hear you're doing well and can't wait to see what's next for you. And who knows, maybe in a year or two here, since if you're going to be on, maybe we'll see you on the regular and get updates. And maybe a year or two from now, you know, family's back together and you're just trying to build the bigger, next, better thing for you and your family here. Right. So
thank you.
We look forward to that. Congratulations and welcome to Roswell.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, because you're a green chili guy, right? You're from New Mexico. You got to be. Where's your best green chili place so far in Roswell that you kind of, I don't want to put you on it, but I'm putting you on the spot. Like have you found your go-to jam yet when you're like, I need a green chili fix in Roswell? Where you got a go-to?
Not yet.
Okay.
Right now, not at the moment.
So please invite Emilio to dinner. Take him around town. Let's find this man his favorite restaurant. Very good. Awesome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Was there anything we missed, guys? Is there anything we want to mention that we got to be a little goofy? Thank you guys very much, and we'll see y'all next time, okay?
Awesome. We appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you.
It is 7:55. We need to play some commercials. No, we don't. We just got to play some news. I already played my commercials for this hour, so lunch is on me. All right, quick commercial break or quick news update, and then more news. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The 19-year-old woman at the center of disturbing accusations that she gave birth in a hospital bathroom and then left her newborn baby to die in a trash can is now suing Artesia General Hospital. Alexi Treviso, identified in the court documents as Alex Ray Fierro, filed the case last week. Fierro had gone to AGH to seek help for severe back and abdominal pains and claims she did not even know she was pregnant. The case says the autopsy report notes morphine in the baby's system, which was likely the cause of death for the fetus. However, it's believed the morphine was administered at the hospital before staff even knew that Treviso was pregnant. Staff at AGH claims Treviso never said anything to them about being pregnant and that she did not appear to be pregnant to them. The case also alleges that hospital policy allowing police officers to use body cameras inside the hospital goes against HIPAA regulations and records patients during federally protected health conversations with their doctors and other healthcare staff. You're up to date with local news. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Are you concerned that AI may replace you at your job? A quarter of American jobs have at least some risks. Here's what you need to know. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job for free and find qualified candidates quickly at linkedin.com/Kim. Even though half of all Americans believe that AI is vital to the country's future, both Pew Research and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development report that a quarter of jobs are at immediate risk for an AI takeover. But the jobs first thought to be most at risk are safe, at least for now. Take long-haul trucking. Only a few years ago, industry insiders predicted that autonomous trucks would put most truck drivers out of business. Today, we know that the complexities of the road require human input. Autonomous trucks are decades away, as are autonomous air taxis, airplanes, buses, and trains. History proves that while some jobs will be lost, even more are created, and most jobs are actually made more productive. Get more tech smarts every single day with my free newsletter. You can get it now at getkim.com. The average break-in lasts 8 to 10 minutes, so a fast response is crucial. That's why Simply Safe Home Security launched its breakthrough technology with 24/7 LiveGuard protection. Now you can stop crime in real time. With LiveGuard protection, Simply Safe professional monitoring agents can actually see, speak to, and deter intruders in your home right through the new Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera. It's the only indoor security camera that can trigger an alarm and instantly deter intruders with its built-in siren. The new 24/7 LiveGuard protection and Smart Alarm indoor camera works seamlessly as part of a whole home Simply Safe security system, keeping your home safe from break-ins, fires, flooding, and more. Right now, my listeners get a special 20% off any Simply Safe system when you sign up for a free month trial of Fast Protect monitoring. Visit simplysafekim.com. That's simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather, sunshine, and hot temperatures again today. We'll be hitting about 105 on the afternoon high. We do have some humid air coming in from the south, so we could pick up a late day shower or thunderstorm. An isolated shower this evening, and then partly cloudy overnight with mid-70s, and then about the same for Saturday and Sunday. Isolated to scattered late-day showers and thunderstorms, and it stays hot. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. consumer prices increased moderately in July, as higher rents were mostly offset by declining costs of goods such as motor vehicles and furniture, a trend that could persuade the Federal Reserve to leave interest rates unchanged next month. Oil prices fell slightly on Thursday as speculation about another U.S. interest rate hike faded following inflation data, and OPEC remained positive on the oil demand outlook. Ukraine announced a humanitarian corridor in the Black Sea on Thursday to release cargo ships trapped in its ports since the outbreak of the war, a new test of Russia's de facto blockade since Moscow abandoned a deal last month to allow grain exports. Amazon is shelving several private clothing brands. The move was first reported by the Wall Street Journal, which said the company has decided to eliminate 27 of its 30 in-house label clothing brands. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Could end up as the deadliest natural disaster in the state's history. Hawaiian Governor Josh Green describing the death and destruction on Maui as heartbreaking and catastrophic.
We are seeing loss of life here. As you know, the number has been rising, and we will continue to see loss of life. We also have seen many hundreds of homes destroyed.
More than 1,000 structures damaged or destroyed. President Biden has signed a disaster declaration, freeing up additional federal funds to help recovery efforts. The U.S. and Iran working on a prisoner exchange. It would also free up billions in frozen Iranian assets. As negotiations continue, the BBC's Lise Doucette says Iran has moved 5 detained Americans from prison to house arrest.
We only know the names so far of 3 of the 5 Americans who we understand have left the Notorious Evin prison and will now be spending the night under house arrest, under guard in a hotel in Tehran. Perhaps the best known of these prisoners is Siamak Namazi. He was arrested in 2015 while he went to Iran on a business trip. He was charged with spying. The other 2 that we know is Ahmad Shargi, a businessman, Murad Tabaz, an environmentalist. They were arrested in 2018.
A federal judge in D.C. holding a hearing today on special counsel Jack Smith's request for a protective order aimed at muzzling former President Trump. It would block him from talking about his indictment on conspiracy and obstruction charges resulting from his challenge to the outcome of the 2020 election. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 18 points. The Nasdaq 88 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
People from a town in eastern Poland.
The police, territorial defense troops and city transport are helping in the evacuation, which must take place before military engineers can remove the bomb and take it away for neutralization, according to a town hall spokesperson. Builders uncovered the 550-pound bomb buried in the ground during works on a new residential area on Thursday. World War II bombs are still regularly found during earthworks in Poland, which was the site of heavy fighting. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
More evacuations under consideration in southeastern Norway, where the level of water in swollen rivers and lakes continues to rise after days of torrential rains, huge amounts of water thundering down the usually serene rivers. News and analysis, townhall.com. It's a fresh challenge for college and university instructors how to outsmart students who are finding new high-tech ways of cheating.
Artificial intelligence chatbots like ChatGPT have become a go-to source for cheating in college. Now educators are having to consider how to embrace technology while bot-proofing test questions and assignments. Timothy Main, writing professor at Conestoga College in Canada, says he logged dozens of integrity issues this spring, an explosion from the previous 2 semesters. Educators say bot-proofing test questions and assignments may mean a return to paper exams after years of digital-only tests. Some professors will be making writing assignments more personalized or requiring students to show their editing history and drafts to prove their thought process. I'm Jennifer King.
GOP presidential candidate Ron DeSantis back on the trail in Iowa after major shakeup, the replacement of many key members of his campaign leadership team. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. Los Dos of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on your Friday edition of Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
On your official Roswell Coyote station.
That's right. Which is all week away. I can't believe it's already a week away. Is high school sports and all that. course, we'll carry Coyote football right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Got it, Rocket football on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro.
Fierro 106.1.
Video of sportscast as well, ksbttv.com.
It is going to be Roswell High at Lovington next Friday.
So Art and Kelly heading to Lovington.
Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Over on Fierro 106.1 FM, your Goddard Rockets going to be taking on Sanity. I believe that's going to be here at home.
That's a home game, I think.
That game pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7. And your Artesia Bulldogs kicking off the season at Carlsbad.
Ooh, starting off with a big battle for Eddy County.
Battle for Eddy County going down next Friday. Pregame again, 6:30, kickoff at 7. You can catch all those games in their entirety at ksvptv.com and across Facebook on all of our social media.
Yeah. You know what's excellent to pair with watching a football game on a Friday night? Quarter pounder with cheese.
Gonna say some nuggets, maybe?
Yeah. I don't know. To me, nuggets ain't... You're doing fine with your nuggets or filet of fish, but I feel like a Friday night quarter pounder with cheese.
I like to go to QPC when you're watching the QB do his HBCs. I lost it.
Maybe go with a little bacon.
I like that.
On top, a little bacon on you.
Try
or
that
the jalapeno
cheesy
cheese one.
jalapeno, yeah,
that'd be a good one too.
Dude, I got a bag of about a half empty bag. So I was sitting there kind of munching on them like pickles the other day. Half empty bag of jalapenos. I'm ready to go ham on an egg McMuffin here. Heck yes.
Is the pie still there? Or did I get
I haven't seen it. I haven't looked yet. So
maybe it's still there.
It's probably still there.
It could be.
But yeah, no. You know what I miss, and McDonald's has been going back to the well a lot lately. Like they've been talking about bringing back the bagel. I've heard mention of talk of wraps possibly making a comeback.
People love these things. There's
like
I like the wraps too. I remember the chicken wraps.
Yep.
I was a fan.
Those snack wraps are aight, man.
They had a big one too, didn't they? They had one that was like a full size.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was like a meal. It was a handheld meal, basically. Yeah. But I miss the Mighty Wings. Do you remember these?
For a hot minute. They were out for like 6 months or something.
They were out back in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember.
And then they came back in the 2010s for like a football season.
I remember. That's I remember the re.
They were wings, but they were huge. Now I understand. You have a wing that big. Something weird happened to that chicken. Still though, the way they were sauced and like
because it was like a buffalo barbecue-y combo,
and they were fried like you could had a crispiness to them.
Yeah, so it had a hint of buffalo, but a hint of barbecue too. It wasn't like full-on buffalo or full, So it was, it was kind of a Those it had a little zip to it.
Those were good.
Yeah, they were tasty. I remember the Mighty Wings.
Bring back the Mighty Wing, McDonald's.
Although there are, and even still to this day, McDonald's that offer pizza.
There is only one location that still offers the pizza. Only one. It is in Florida.
Okay.
It is at the world's biggest McDonald's.
Now, that might be new. Mm-hmm. I remember, and not too long ago, going to the McDonald's it's in Southern Maryland. It's in in like Hollywood, Maryland area, which is down south.
Right.
And they had pizza offerings in their McDonald's. Now, this was several years ago.
Sure.
It may not be available now.
It very well could be.
They had pizza.
The most recent kind of fracas online has been that certain McDonald's locations, and I remember ours used to be one of them, sold birthday cakes.
Really?
Yes. And the reason...
Was it cake?
It's a full sheet cake with a McDonald Land logo on top. Ronald and the McDonald's.
I can see because birthday parties were.
And we used to back when McDonald's
that was a thing. Yeah.
Before it was a UFO, when it was the old building when I worked there, we would host birthday parties. We had a room up at the top that the big toy you could you could go up the stairs, but it also had a slide exit, so you could slide out of the party room into the big toy.
Well, and that's just it. And I don't know if that's still the case, but when I was a child. The ultimate birthday party that you could have that your friends would think you were the coolest dude on the planet was if you had your birthday party at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That was a staple back then.
It's sort of lost its luster a bit, but I still think parents can pull off an absolute banger of a party. If you just, there's the good size table at the UFO McDonald's, set up shop right there. They're not going to charge you to set up.
Sure. Just pay for the whole UFO game and gym stuff equipment.
Pay for the meals of the kids and the parents that come, and you get out of there looking like a baller, and you barely spent some dollars, you know?
Shot caller.
All you do is do it through the app, and that mega purchase is going to net you some points.
Yeah. So it will be Chris and Chris covering the Goddard
Awesome.
game. And Art and Kelly covering Roswell, and Joby and Robbie covering our team.
Very good.
So it'll be our cast of our normal guys that are out calling the games there. So good deal. Yeah, I just got the text confirming that.
The W thinking they can step up.
But big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes, sir. That's a W upside down. That is.
Yep. Come on down.
McDonald's.
And they still got Oreo cream pies. If you have not tried one yet, slip one in the bag.
Although
you'll be happy.
They're to settle trademark dispute. It is just a cookies and cream pie.
Oh, sorry.
Oreo's not attached to it necessarily. You
Okay.
can't tell me there's probably an Oreo on there. But
Oh, yeah.
they're in there. But
It's a pie that tastes like an Oreo cookie.
it
That's hot.
certainly does.
Call it a Hydrox. I don't care. It's delicious.
Dude, so you remember those cookies I was telling you about called Hits, right?
Yes.
So everybody, we were talking about Oreos, this was like a couple weeks ago, and I grew up with these cookies called Hits. They came in a single sleeve, and they were like a shortbread cookie, and they had fudge filling. So I have not found
Kind of like a
those.
Keebler knockoff.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I have not found those, but I did find another version.
Yeah?
At the local convenience store, I found a package of these, you know the Bimbo company? I found a package of the cookies called Principes.
Ah.
And they're the exact same cookie, just in a mini form.
Oh, so
They're
you did get to
poppable.
score.
Yes. I was so happy when I found it.
My wife asked me if I talked about it on the radio. I have not. So I will. Happy anniversary to my wife today. We've talked off air, but officially today, the 11th, is our actual anniversary.
21 years. Huh?
22
22
years.
Oh, 22. I'm sorry. My math was bad.
Yeah, we were born in we were married in 01.
Born to be together. Yeah. 01. So yeah, 22 years.
Yeah.
And I understand taking a little mountain excursion.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the cool pines of Ruidoso and stay at the place we stayed our honeymoon night.
Nice.
22 years ago. Different owners.
Now
different,
called the Elegante.
Yeah. But we're gonna have a nice week.
Mike's going to Adelante to the Elegante.
Yes. It's gonna be nice. And now I'm hoping, and I looked at the weather yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen today's, but Saturday was supposed to be like a 70% chance of rain in Ruidoso. So I'm like, I'm gonna be sitting on a porch watching rain.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be delightful.
Breathing in mist.
Yes.
Cool mist.
Yes. Watching golfers try to golf in the
attempt to hit slippery balls. But yeah, no, Mike was showing me some of the pictures of the place yesterday. It's really it lives up to its name. It is elegant. It is quite a nice
Yeah, it looks
place.
really nice. It was nice 20 years ago.
Yeah. Now I wonder. See, there's a place I went and stayed. I think it was in Cloudcroft. I think it was at the lodge up there.
Okay.
And one of the things that I remember most, one of the things that like stands out about the place, is that the key was a key.
Like an actual
like
key.
a key.
Old
like a key
school.
on a keychain. Yeah, and you had to put it into the lock and turn it. And that was like a really cool aspect of this hotel is they had real keys.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like more, authentic. Now, I reckon since this place is owned by like a chain or by a company, they probably have, key cards.
Sure. Yeah, I imagine this.
Beep
and to
entrance.
be honest, it probably had key cards 20 years ago. I don't
Probably.
recall.
Back then, it was such a cool thing. You're like, oh, we got a key card.
Right.
This place is updated.
Yes.
Back then, it was like you get a key on a key ring. You're like, oh, God,
Well,
where am I staying?
The key cards work differently now. Like back then, it was you slid it into the little deal. Most of them nowadays, it's the
tap
wave. You tap and I got to be honest, I have less success with those.
Yeah.
Like this one always seemed to work every time. This one, I'm like,
And it's a lot more satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
You can pull the key out.
Oh, I just got a book.
Well, you certainly did. It's just kind of funny how I'll let Mike read his thing. It's just kind of funny how sentimentalities have just completely flip-flopped over the past 20 years, whereas used to be you'd get a key to a place and it'd be skeevy. Now you get a key to a place, you're like, oh, it's authentic and kitsch. I'm staying in a cabin up in the woods or something along those lines. So what happened?
So apparently I must have turned a mic on. And it was actually recording everything we're saying here that I was about to send a text. Sure, yeah, imagine this. I will edit, to be honest, like they probably a key cards 20 years ago. I don't recall updating. Yes. Well, the key cards work differently now. Like
this is what happens when you put AI in charge, people.
Should I send it?
to Kim?
Well, it started to... I need to delete this. How do I
You
delete
should
this
just
without sending it?
backspace, hold.
All right. It's literally... All right. No, I don't want to... It's... All right, go here. I'm trying to... This
live
is
radio.
old man figuring out how to
I'll
work
tell you
phone.
what. While Mike's old man yells at clouds, I'll tell you that you should visit any one of the 3 locations of McDonald's right here in Roswell. The one location in Artesia, the one location in Carlsbad. Download that app. It is your friend. Breakfast, lunch, or a quick dinner for the family. You can absolutely score, and those points come in real
There
handy.
we go. I was just trying to get to a point where I could delete all this, and it wasn't... I was like, I think I'm going to have to send this. There it goes.
Send it. I just got back up to over the 10,000 points mark for McDonald's. So
good for you.
Yeah, feeling good again. Feeling good about myself.
I still haven't spent any. Should I make you mad and you look and see what I have?
No,
right now?
you should go check.
I should check. All right.
Let's infuriate
me. Busy fidgeting with
sure
my
it's gonna be
phone
something
as
in
it
the
is.
30s.
All right. Loading up the McDonald's app as we speak. Oh, Mikey is up to 29,622 points.
Pretty sure Mike can donate that and get a placard and a slide dedicated to his name.
If I could, I would. I would give it to people if I could. I don't know how to do that.
Winters Memorial Slide. Memorial?
Hey, maybe if I build enough of these up, I could just sit at like a drive-through and get everybody a cheeseburger. I'll just sit there and be like, you got a cheeseburger?
Well,
Offer code V222.
You can do it every 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe I should do that. I wonder
Just
if I
set up
could work
shop one
something.
day to Mickey D's, be like, hey, I got codes.
I wonder if I could do, if I build up enough points, I wonder if I could work a deal with McDonald's where they let me sit there and just give food away with my points.
And just, you're like, cast all your cares on me and I will buy you cheeseburgers.
I kind of want to do that as a DJ. Not to, I mean, to help people would be great, but I kind of, get rid of some of these points and feel like I'm doing something worthwhile with it.
But they should also put you, establish a throne.
Oh, I would want to.
Yeah, get you set up, right?
I bequeath you 1,600 points.
You can get a Happy Meal.
You only get a small fry.
Right. That's like, okay, 6, 12, 18, 24. You could, buy 5 Happy Meals.
Yeah. 5 Happy Meals.
5 Happy Meals or 3 Happy Meals, a quarter pounder with cheese and a Big Mac.
I'm a 5 Happy Millionaire.
That's right.
Millionaire.
You have 5 of the most premium purchases as it stands right now.
That's what it is. My new title, Millionaire.
Millionaire.
M-E-A-L-N-A-R.
And if you want to feel like a millionaire, you can visit any of the locations of McDonald's and they can make it happen for you.
I think I might do that. I might talk to some people. I kind of want to do that with the points if they'd let me.
Some strings.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I got 30,000 points. Let me spend an hour giving away food with my points. Can I do that somehow, some way?
Right. let's just hook 5 people up.
Or just spend an hour giving everybody a cheeseburger or something. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
They'd be down with it. It's not my, of course,
they
all I'm the guys just ate copious amounts of McDonald's food.
Mm-hmm.
The points are technically theirs. They're giving away. I'd just be the guy that,
Well, what you should do is just stand there you have those hats now. So you have that, grab yourself one of your
My Scully?
your
Yeah.
Scullies, your cabbie hats, right? Brim down. 1 foot on the wall, i.e. quick mart stance, and then just kind of look down and then wait for somebody to order something that you know is a 6,000 point, like a Happy Meal. I'd be like, ma'am, excuse me, let me get the Happy Meal for you.
Right.
Here's the code.
SV27. Have a nice day.
I figured it out, by the way.
Yeah?
Because here's the difference between you and me.
Okay.
Well, and when it comes to this, the reason you always see 2 letters and 2 numbers is because you order ahead.
I do.
Yeah. You don't ever use the code. Do you ever use the code in line?
No, I pre-order.
And this is what's happened to me. I've been frazzled with kids in the back. I pull into the McDonald's parking lot. I'm like, oh, right, the app. And I'll pull the app up. And if you use the rewards in line, use them there, it's always 4 numbers.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we were getting...
Good to know.
We were confusing.
Good to know.
That's why there was conflagration.
He just texted out millionaire to everybody.
Nice. Hashtag millionaire.
Ask for I want if that gets trademarked, I want credit.
Right?
I'm the baller with the points.
That's a commercial right there. Mike Winter, millionaire.
Living large in a world with no nuggets, the man with 1 nugget is king, and that's me right now today.
The man who's slinging six pieces like a modern-day Johnny Appleseed.
I think it'd be fun. I would love to do that.
Johnny Nugget Seed.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I think I want to. Because there's no way I'm going to use all them points. There's just not. There's no way I'm going to use all
Like,
them.
I've made enough. You would be a good millionaire.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I've made enough money for myself and my family. We can live long. I've made enough.
Yeah.
And you can retire.
Give some to you folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, like, if you would have asked me in my 20s when I had, like, a whole life ahead of me, I'm like, no, but I'm in my 50s now. I'm like, well, you know.
See, I'd be sitting there like, hey, how do I turn these points into a dirt track?
You got any points?
Got any more of them points? Daddy needs a McChicken.
I don't think our guest is here. So maybe that can. So, you know what?
They're avoiding me is what it is.
Maybe. So here's what we'll do. Crystal Noble joined us yesterday with the Humane Society. I'll play that here in just a bit, but it's kind of a long interview, so I might get cut off. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and get you up to date with the weather, and we'll go from there.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather, sunshine, and hot temperatures again today. We'll be hitting about 105 on the afternoon high. We do have some humid air coming in from the south, so we could pick up a late-day shower or thunderstorm. An isolated shower this evening, and then partly cloudy overnight with mid-70s, and then about the same for Saturday and Sunday. Isolated to scattered late-day showers and thunderstorms, and it stays hot. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, I got to scroll up and refresh because, jeez, I'm such a bad host. Currently, 85 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 33%. Winds currently out of the west at 10 miles per hour. We do have a heat advisory once again for today. That's going to kick in at noon, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. today. It's going to taper an hour earlier than yesterday. We are looking at a 30% chance at some showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m. this afternoon. Mostly sunny and hot with a high of 105. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you tonight, we're also looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 74 degrees. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms for you Saturday afternoon. Otherwise sunny and a high of 103. Winds will be out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, we're looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy and 74. Sunday, a 20% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms, otherwise mostly sunny and 102. 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms Sunday night, mostly cloudy and 72. And then Monday, I hope this stays this way. Monday, they're saying right now a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and 95. I hope that's true because that sounds so delightful right now compared to what we've had. And then 97 for Tuesday, and then back up into 100s about Wednesday of next week. At least that's what they're saying right now. All right, 8:24. We're going to go ahead and take a quick 3-minute break. Like I said, I don't think we have Sheriff or Charles join us here, so let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll play our interview with Crystal Noble from the Roswell Humane Society. She joined us yesterday to give us an update on pets and sales and things going on at the thrift store right now. So that's up next. Don't go away.
A bedroom is a quiet escape where I go for peace and comfort. This is Melanie at Glenn's Furniture. I know how important the most private room in your home is for your life and the lives of your family. That's why we offer a selection of bedroom groups that make living easier and more comfortable. Modern designs, bold curves, and stylish fabrics elevate your bedroom space. You'll find your new set easy to sleep on and even easier to own. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Summer's coming, and you're going to want to hit the road for a little well-deserved vacation time. At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details, 2nd and Sycamore, and 1309 Southeast Main.
Country Pride Countywide, the 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo continues through August the 12th. Friday night is American Heroes Night, and after the PRCA Rodeo, catch Tracy Lauren.
Around the bend.
good die young.
Saturday night, it's Alabama.
Oh, play me some mountain music. My home's in Alabama. If you're gonna play in Texas, you gotta have a fiddle in the band. That lead guitar is hot. Oh, Tennessee River.
The 87th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, August the 4th through the 12th in Lovington. Exclusive presenting sponsor, Zia Park Casino, Hotel, and Racetrack. Go to LeeCountyFair.net.
Preparation for the school year takes time and careful planning. School supplies need to be purchased, plans must be made for transportation and childcare, and a brand new routine begins. Now that you've gotten the kids back to school, what kind of plans have you made for yourself? Maybe it's time to carve out some time to read your Bible and pray. The Bible tells us, don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Are you yearning for a peace that only God can offer? He longs to be in a relationship with you and loves you even when you don't show your love to Him. Why not begin today and renew your commitment to God, who promises to never leave or forsake you? It's only when we can quiet our souls that we can make room to listen to God and His desire for our lives. So why not make a fresh start today? God is ready to meet you just where you are.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing, every storm chaser's nightmare, every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hi everyone, with your Dallas Cowboys training camp report, I'm Christy Scales, traveling today on the team charter back to Texas for tomorrow's preseason home opener against the Jaguars. Quarterback Will Greer tells you what to expect from the young receivers right after this.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammond on inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with personalized service and expert advice.
Visit SWBC.com to take the next step toward your financial future.
Today, the Dallas Cowboys are heading home from California to DFW for tomorrow's preseason home opener against the Jaguars, where young receivers who've had great camps like Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, and Kevontae Turpin get a chance to shine. Quarterback Will Greer will be throwing the passes in the second half, and he wants to see these guys make contested catches, which you don't get to simulate in practice.
Contested catches and then breaking tackles and scoring. I mean, I'm excited to see some of these things come to life. I mean, I'm gonna give these guys chances to make contested catches. I'm an aggressive guy and I'm gonna take shots, and it's different when the lights come on. So I'm excited to see some of these guys show up.
Kickoff is 4 o'clock Central tomorrow afternoon. With the boys heading home to Texas, I'm Christy Scales.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
Happy birthday to all of you out there. Good morning. It is 8:31. I got a call during the break. Sheriff Mike Harrington's en route. He'll be here in just a few minutes.
Very good.
I want to point out something. Because I'm petty like this. You just heard the Cowboys report, right? Talking about how they're flying back to Dallas to play the Jags tomorrow and all that. Well, if you heard during the commercials in the middle of the report that the Dallas Cowboys have, I don't remember the product, but there was one product in there. You might have recognized the voice. You don't hear me?
No, I can't. Yeah. There it goes.
Did it get loose again? All right. Sorry about that. But so if you're have a chair. Come on in, Sheriff. So
absolutely.
So anyway, good. So during that Cowboys report, you heard a commercial. Come on in, Charles. Huh? But so during the Cowboys report, there was a commercial. It was a Dallas Cowboys commercial. It was for a product, but it was done by the Cowboys during their report. But if you heard it, and if you're good at recognizing voices, that voice of that commercial was Mr. Matthew McConaughey. Of course, he's a Texan. Yeah. And he was talking whatever product he was hawking. He's proud supporter of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, sorry, Dallas Cowboys. The man speaking is a Commanders fan.
Yeah.
McConaughey's a huge Washington fan. Yeah. He hates the Cowboys. He's from Texas, but he hates the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's a paycheck fan.
He is, but he's from Texas, and he is like back during training camps every year. McConaughey hangs out at Redskins or Commanders training camp, hanging out while Dan Snyder schmoozed him and everything, and did all that. So, but yeah, he's a huge Commanders fan. Well, matter of fact, he tried to get in on that group that bought him.
Oh, really?
He was in one of those groups, not the one that won, but he was in one of the groups that was bidding for the Commanders.
Well, I can tell you personally, I'm a big Matthew fan now that I know he's not a Cowboy fan.
They went up cool points for you, Sheriff. Yes, joining us officially now, Charles Eastless and Sheriff Mike Harrington are with us here. We got both today. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Before you ask us, yes, we've been staying busy.
I was about to say.
Especially this morning.
Well, I've been noticing quite a few posts up on Facebook and things of various things that that the Sheriff's Department has been dealing with over the last few days. So,
and then we have...
Is it the weather? What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's the shock that we had rain.
Yeah, we didn't know what to do with our hands.
Or any day that ends in Y.
Right.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
But you know,
that's the algorithm.
Yeah.
Our one of our big things coming up, you know, we've got so many. This is the time when all the activities start back up, like for the fair, parade, all the planning things that are going on, as well as
football games and high school sports and all the community events are going to start popping back up
everything's
again.
happening, and so every weekend we have been busy. This weekend we'll be busy. We're going to go down to Dexter and be a part of their event they're having there at the Lake
on Saturday.
Van. Yeah, and that's
okay.
Yeah, it's by Candy.
Crash Site
Candy.
Oh, okay. As well as other sponsors.
So we'll be down there.
It'll be a car show. And,
very cool.
You know, the undersheriff's into the car show thing, and
so
he does like his he does have a car too.
Yeah, I do. They're hidden, but I do.
Yeah, so we go down there every year, and it is just a good thing to see people coming out, like I said, and being a part of that. But you know what's amazing to me is to see these young men and women. Girls, boys and girls that are putting together these lowrider bikes, and you know that goes a lot of work, and
they look incredibly hard to ride.
Yeah,
but they do look cool.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
You know, it's just one of those things that take a lot of pride in it.
I think if you're the size of a child, you fit on them.
Yeah,
that's the problem. If you're our size, not so much.
Yeah. You know, it's already lowrider if I can. That's how it works. Yeah, a regular bike becomes a lowrider pretty quick. But we're glad to be a part of all that stuff.
Sure.
And you know, right now everybody's
you've said it, and so has Charles a ton of times. You know, that's sure, your job is to serve and protect and be out there, but when you guys aren't handling cases, you guys want to be,
seeing the good stuff.
Yeah, being a part of the community. Come out and
enjoying the public,
having fun at these events, and being there to make sure everyone behaves themselves, but at the same time be there just if you want to come up and talk. And please do. If you see the sheriff's deputies or Roswell police guys, any of our law enforcement,
That's right.
don't hesitate to come up and talk to them and ask how their day is, and and that's that kind of stuff. And even if you're wanting to, maybe you're a young person and you're thinking a career in law enforcement, talk to the deputies, talk to these law enforcement officials, and ask them what putting on the badge is like, and they'll be happy to talk.
Well,
to you about
we one thing that I've seen more and more over the years that I've been the sheriff is people will. Some of them can't get off work, or some of them can't get up to the office to come see you, but they'll make it out to these events on the weekends, and that's their opportunity to bring to your attention some things. And so we've, like I said, we've gotten some great tips on things, and we've also solved cases based on that. And so when you have that relationship with the people, it really makes police work work.
That's how you find out what's going on. That's how you stay and
the public is the one that
and you guys have a unique perspective because you are the highest elected official in the county.
That is correct.
You're the one law enforcement person that the people chose.
Yes,
So
exactly.
your responsibilities are a little bit different than say someone that was like a chief or someone that's appointed by another elected official. So your responsibilities are slightly different than
they are.
than those of a
and
so
boss is the public.
exactly.
That's it. The people and I'll tell you, I listen to what they have to say, the good, the bad, whatever it may be. It all gets the same attention, and the reason for that is, and that's one of the reasons that my Facebook page and everything is so has followed by so many is because they know, one, I tell it like it is. Two, I show them the things that maybe other people don't want you to see or to know about, what I mean.
People
by
want
that.
the truth.
People want
and if you
the
give
truth.
them the truth, then they may not be happy, but at least can say, all right, at least I can accept that's what it is.
That is correct.
And
we just had a meeting at City Hall with a lot of organizations that are dealing with the homeless right now, and
we have a flux.
Yes.
I mean, I hear stories that Albuquerque's sending them down, and it's probably true.
That's true,
But because of that, yes, our homeless population's probably grown exponentially in the last 6 months, a year.
It's probably tripled in less than a year, but the whole thing about that is that we explain to them, the law enforcement side, explain to them that right now, because of the legislators and the laws, there's not much that's going to change with the way the homeless are dealt with. You're not going to be able to. Most of them are found to be incompetent or mentally ill, and there's no place to actually put them in a sense.
They need help.
They need help, and there's just
we don't have those facilities.
And the reason is because we don't ever want to acknowledge that we have to have an institution for those who can't support themselves. And we have retirement homes for the elderly, and there may be some abuse that goes on. I can tell you, but there's ways that all of that is policed, and that's the same thing that needs to happen with these the mentally ill that are on the street. But going back to that, so one of the things that I want to get out there is I ask you as a person, as the people of Chaves County, do not give them money. Do not give them.
I know you feel like you want to help, but you're really feeding their
enabling.
You're becoming an enabler.
But here's what we're seeing happening right now here in Roswell, mostly. That when you pull over to give them $1, if you open your wallet and they see more money, they're going to try to take your wallet.
Sure.
It becomes a violent encounter. And I'm going to say this:
people with good intentions that don't think that they are doing nefarious stuff are actually casing you to do something bigger.
And I will say this: the majority of the homeless here in Roswell are non-violent, but
they're opportunists.
But there is that percentage that will take advantage, and they'll steal your car, they'll take your money, they'll hurt you. They'll fight you. And
you don't get it.
You don't know which one it is until you get into it.
And here's the problem: is because 9 times out of 10 they're addicted to something.
Yes,
alcohol, drugs, whatever it is. At that point, they're feeding that vice.
They are.
So when they are in their normal, not addicted to their thing, they have no desire to steal or to do harmful things.
They're not in a state of.
But when their brain's
necessity.
saying you need your next fix, you have no money. How are you going to get your next fix? Suddenly, robbing you sounds like a real good idea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's what's going on in their brain.
Well, and we have people that say, why don't we build a camp for them?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we build an area for them? Well, what happens when you do that, and what the public has to understand is we can't lock them. Everyone's used to seeing, for example,
being homeless is not a crime.
Scarface, the movie Scarface, when all the refugees were housed.
Yeah.
Well, they were detained. They were detainees. We cannot detain homeless people inside of a chain link fence and expect them to stay in there. We can't take away their liberty.
Because at any given point, they can leave whenever they want.
Sure.
They're
and then by doing that,
they're not criminals.
We're enabling them because guess what? The next word in New Mexico is, hey, go down to Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
They have a tent city.
Sure.
And you can these places will give you a free meal. These other places will give you a
Harvest
free...
Ministries and these great organizations are really great and things, but they're kind of getting abused by the system a little.
Well, if you drive down Main and like I said, my heart goes out to them. But if you drive down Main, you'll see them all collected there in front of Harvest Ministries at 8:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that that's their meal for the day, or that's what they do.
That's where you get to shower.
But then they break out into their groups, and that's when we're having the issues.
Sure.
And
what after that? Yeah.
Well, we
exactly.
know. What we also know is that the individuals who are out there do not want to be in a community type setting. They want to be on their own because there is a hierarchy amongst the homeless. And if you get into a tight group living situation, the hierarchy hurts
They have
some
their
of them.
own.
It's probably like jail.
So they have their-
politics.
they have their
similar.
own mayor.
Similar structure, I'm guessing. You know what I mean?
So they have
their own mayor.
They have their own mayor. They have their own thing, and so for us, we have seen some violence just happen because of the hierarchy, and so some of these people, and like I said, I deal with the majority of them all the time. One of them I deal with more than the others, just because we're called on him more.
Sure.
Not because he's violent, but because he's naked. And
it's a welfare check.
Yeah, when he gets naked, that's
people tend to be disturbed by that.
People just seem
rightfully so.
And not only is he naked, he's covered in his own feces.
Yeah, he's not a pleasant.
He has an injury where it's just.
He looks like a human being that's desperately in need of help.
And the thing about this guy is he's very polite. He doesn't ask people for money. He's not. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He's just got some issues going on in his mind where he is fighting emissions. He wants emission control. He sits near the roadways because he wants to make a statement about trucks with emission problems or so. I don't know.
So he's gotten into the rabbit hole of conspiracy,
he really
and it's
So
kind of taken over his life. Yeah.
But if you ever talk to him, it's yes sir, yes some, and he's harmless in a sense, and the other homeless beat him to a pulp.
Gotcha. They take advantage
of him. They take
because
his belongings.
He's nice and he's not a fighter.
Yeah, he doesn't have. So to keep his own belongings, he poops all over them. He.
So that's his protection. That's his wall.
It's what marks
makes
his
complete sense. It's no different than a domestic violence victim and how they cope and things to get through there. It's a similar.
It's a good
process.
It's a good defense mechanism because if someone rubs their poop all over and says, "Come on!"
People tend to stay away from that guy. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think I would certainly be going the other way when that person's doing that. I'm like, all right, dude, have a nice day.
And the guy, like the sheriff said, he's harmless, and we really have a soft spot for him because we check on him on a regular basis.
Sure.
Yeah. And if
he's a good human being that's in a bad situation.
And if we and if we haven't heard of him or heard from him, we'll actually go out and look and see and make sure we find him.
And here's the thing too: is you offer these folks a way out, and most of them don't want it because they don't know any better than the life they're living, and they just didn't thrive or do well in regular society.
Well, and they don't have to take it because the community feeds them, the community gives them money.
Yeah.
The community
gives them shelter.
It's like we say, by giving them money and giving them these things.
Yeah.
There are organizations right now, I'll tell you, Enrique, with
disaster relief.
And he's all grassroots doing this on his own. And
He
stuff.
really
Yeah.
He puts a lot of his own into this.
But there's some groups
he does
out
an
there right
amazing
now.
job.
He's a good person.
He really is. But there are groups out there that you can go and you can give that money to, and he puts himself in harm's way sometimes to make sure people have blankets out there and these
They
other
get what
things.
they need.
Sure.
But in the reality,
But what are we going to
of it-
do? We're human beings. We can't just leave them out there to their own devices.
It's like we
but
talked
you know what
about
I mean?
before.
That's
Give
the
them
rub.
water.
But
Yeah.
because we are human beings, we can be hurt.
Yes.
And I don't want you to get hurt because
If you're
of
not
your
trained
kind
or not
heart.
familiar with the life there,
Yeah.
you're walking into a very dangerous
Very
situation.
dangerous
And that's why,
Yeah.
if you want to help, do it through the Harvest Ministries.
Yes.
Do it through the organizations
Yes.
that have
Exactly.
boots on the ground in there doing things.
And that's what we're asking, and that's one of
yeah.
the things that we came up with out of this meeting, is we are a long ways from establishing a
long way.
facility
Mm-hmm.
or a actually any kind of a law that's going to
Help in this direction.
help in this direction, because everybody watches the old TV shows and they read the history and they do all these things and they know about the shock treatments and all these things that used to go on. Well, in today's world, there's
All the
social
wild
media
stuff.
and there's a lot of things that those things can't happen anymore because
Sure.
they're put out there immediately and they're stopped. Where in those times, behind closed doors, no one ever went in.
Well, they tried crazy things.
But they would abuse them and
Well, it goes back to what we've said, and I've said to you, is back to mental health funding.
It is mental
We
health
literally need to Susan G. Coleman mental health. And what I mean by that is put the pink ribbons and have walks every month and do all the awareness we do for breast cancer to mental health. That's the only way you're going to change this,
but if
to get those facilities in place.
You can't do what we're having to do right now as policemen. We'll pick you up. We'll take you to Sunrise, which is the mental health facility here in Roswell. They can keep you at a maximum time of 48 to 72 hours, depending on if once they get you on the medicine, they try to see if you're going to stay. But then when they let you out, and they do a great job, but when they let you out, they are telling them you have to go to this facility to
They
get
just don't
your
turn them
medicine.
loose. Yeah.
But the problem is those individuals are not mentally well, and so they don't go.
Sure, makes
So
sense.
They
It's a
just don't
band-aid.
go.
They intend to when they walk out the door, but then life hits them a day or two, and then
they're
your
fine.
brain starts reverting back to some of the old stuff.
Yeah,
your comfort zone.
It's a Band-Aid for the moment.
Yeah,
While you're
exactly.
there, you're being given your medicine every day at a certain time. You're being made to take it. Where when you leave, they don't do that.
Sure.
And so now all of a sudden they go back into schizophrenia and they go into all these things. And one of the things that I've done with my newest deputies that are getting ready to go to the academy this Sunday, and all the other guys as well. But with them, I have these green headphones that it's for a board game that you're supposed to put on. It's got all these voices talking to you.
Okay.
And so you put it on while they're coming up with a plan, kind of like Pictionary type stuff. So they can talk and kind of get an idea of what's going on. You don't hear what's happening.
Gotcha.
But because you're hearing so many voices at once, I can even look at you and try to read your lips, and I can't even tell what you're saying because of all these different voices at once.
Gotcha. It really
so that's what we're dealing with schizophrenia. So when you walk up on somebody, and this goes back to the public going to give somebody money, when you walk up on them, first of all, they don't know if you're real. Two, they have no idea what you're saying because everything else in their head is talking a million miles an hour. And as you go down and you approach them, now they become also paranoid, and they don't know if you're there to hurt them,
friend or foe.
or foe. And so now it becomes a whole different thing. You scare them. It's like it could be the most gentle dog in the world. You
back
spook
into the
it,
corner. Yeah,
they will bite you. And that's the same thing that's going on. So what we know right now is it is best to let the professional organizations handle that
because they build the trust and they break down those walls slowly.
Right.
Well, and we also have if it turns into a violent situation,
they're equipped
we
to
have
handle
tools
it. Yeah,
because I can drive down the road right now, and individuals who you think that have some mental issues, they'll holler out to me, "Mr. Harrington, Sheriff Harrington." They know you because they've been seeing me all the time.
Yep.
And so because of that, there has, if you want to call it rapport, or if you just want to call it an understanding that I'm going to be there one way or another. I'm coming back. That's, it might not be that we're friends or anything else, but they know that I'm coming back.
There's a sense of trust building up.
Trust.
Yep,
So
exactly.
So that's one of the things that I want to get out there to the people on that,
and that's where your deputies are trained to talk to them. This is
Yeah.
the way they talk to them and deal. It's all part of
we
presenting we're on your side front.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
our guys are having to go through training on that.
Well, like he said, he uses the going back to that topic. He uses those headphones and he has them put them on
to experience what they're dealing
right,
with.
Right, and then we'll run a scenario with them or give them a task to do, and then they get to experience when they're dealing with somebody with schizophrenia or these issues.
Some of these mental health bipolar
They now have more. They understand now. They have a little more patience.
Sure.
But they're also more aware.
Sure.
And they may have to ask the person 10 times, "What is it you needed?" Or what's going on?
Sure.
What's going on? But they learn with that. That's why they have to ask them so many
and
times.
And I imagine certain ways you contact them, eye contact, all these certain things physically you're doing to kind of reassure, along with your vocal and voice commands and things like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So now. The team, the Homeless Coalition, and others have come up with a card that we now, as we approach the homeless, let's say you're on property you shouldn't be there. Instead of taking you to jail, we tell you to leave, and we give them a card that has a reference of numbers and things.
Resources to help if they went on it. They didn't want to talk to somebody.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what I've learned and what I've seen from the classes that we have attended for the dealing with the mentally ill is that you can't even read. You can't comprehend what you're reading. You can't write out. They can tell you before you start, I want you to write down a paragraph on what you do every day in your job. What does your job consist of? And then you put it on and you start trying to write it. Well, with all that noise,
it's too distracting.
You can't.
Yeah.
And you can't focus on it. You can't do it. You're trying.
It's aggravating.
But then when you're done and you read it, you're just not getting good stuff in there. So, or not factual stuff.
Sure.
Because now it's left out words. You put other words.
Right.
Or you put words that you hear.
It's a hot mess.
Yeah. So,
it makes no sense whatsoever.
So that's what we're dealing with, and I'm going to tell you, I am an advocate for a mental health institution being put into place where we can send those who are in dire need of being not only medical attention, but mental health attention.
Sure.
But more importantly, we got to keep them away from people, and because they're good.
We have to have a better understanding of this schizophrenia and bipolar and all these mental health conditions that we are seeing in society now.
And we're seeing more and more based on the drugs. The saying, drugs will fry your brain. I'm going to tell you, I have seen it more recently with all the different types of drugs that are out there. You got your
with the meth and fentanyl, it's game over after one time.
That's right. And ecstasy is a big thing.
Yeah.
Where you take ecstasy, and next thing you know, your brain dead.
These drugs are making a comeback.
This ain't the skunk weed that you get and your kids smoking and all. This is even regular garden variety cocaine is on the tame end compared to what we're dealing with now.
Right.
And unfortunately, people are thinking they're getting regular cocaine is laced with fentanyl, and then it's all she wrote.
You talk to most of these kids, they don't even know what the cocaine is because they're dealing with
the meth that's boozy movie drugs at this point. We're talking meth and fentanyl and just
meth
hardcore
and fentanyl
nasty.
have made such an impact.
Yeah.
And the fentanyl, it's made such an impact.
And it's killed so many.
Yeah, they use it in several different ways.
And it's such a cash crop for these the cartels and the narco all this groups.
Well,
that. Why would they change it? They don't care about your health and welfare. They care about making stacks of cash.
So
that's what they care about.
That goes into our next topic that we're dealing with is the homeless. I mean, not the homeless, the people who are being brought over against their will.
Sure, sex trafficking and all this stuff.
And all these things. One of the things that right now that we know is the cartel's main plan is human trafficking rather than drug trafficking because humans don't tell what's going on because they have their families back in Mexico to keep.
They work through fear.
They've got leverage, basically.
They've got leverage. Plus, they may put some drugs on some of the people they're trafficking in. If they get caught with drugs, guess who?
It's a mule, no big deal.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yep. The mule gets hammered.
You're exposable. You're not dependable or not needed. We'll wash you out with the dirty
they'll
laundry.
Replace them with somebody else.
Big deal.
Immediately.
So, But so this week coming up, we got the sheriff's conference in Ruidoso.
Good deal.
So I'll be up there with all of our surrounding sheriffs. There's 33 sheriffs in the state of New Mexico. Usually we get about 30 of them that show up, and it is a time whenever we get together, we talk about the things that are going on, and let me tell you,
compare notes.
Yeah, and the craziest things that you see is how different the North and the South actually are. And now I do have a lot of sheriffs in the North that are going through the same things that we are here because they stand up for the same things that I do and that are surrounding sheriffs. But the one thing I know right now,
But they're seeing a lot more of it, probably.
yes,
Yeah.
but our sheriffs in this area, we have some. I'm telling you, we have the best sheriffs. And
they are Eddy County, Chaves County, all the sheriffs I've met down here. They're great guys, great individuals.
Is their priority.
Eddy County, Lincoln County, Otero County, Lee County, Chaves County, and even Roosevelt,
Otero.
Otero.
And the good thing is all of y'all share probably the same ideologies on law enforcement across the board. So that makes it a lot easier when you have strength in numbers all agreeing on how something should be done.
And it's so easy to know what you have to do because the Constitution is already written.
Sure.
You know, you don't have to make up anything. It's already written out, and the Constitution is the most important thing that we have, and we have to protect that.
And that's why we get back to, we go back to COVID and everything, and all that you were doing as sheriff. And that's why we talk about why the role of the sheriff is important. Because
is the buffer between the government and the people.
Exactly. It's that one that's kind of the one in the streets that sees what's going on in the day-to-day and able to transmit that back to the
people have elected him and
leadership,
trusted
so to
him
speak. Yes.
to protect them from tyranny.
And I'll tell you right now, the sheriff has the ability to keep things somewhat normal in a crazy time, and that's what we're doing. Because what I tell you is, all we do is enforce the law.
Sure.
We maintain
the laws for everyone.
But
doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, a president, or a clerk at a grocery store. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
The law applies to you, and that's what your
constitutional rights and your rights as a human being are very important, and we make sure those are protected as well. So
and protecting from the people that want to do weird things to that.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to remind everybody, follow the Chaves County Sheriff's Facebook page. We got a lot of stuff on there, but also
recruitment applications. I know you guys are starting to get there, but always looking for new quality people to be a part of the sheriff's department here.
Yes.
So
we thank you for that.
And if you know of a crime that's been committed, or if you have information,
Crime Stoppers,
you can remain
call the sheriff's
anonymous.
department.
You can call the sheriff's office 624-6500. If you're interested in applying, you can apply online on the Chaves County website. They've made it as easy as they possibly can. We also have a job fair coming up that's going to be held in the Rotunda this coming week for Chaves County. And
so if you're looking for other
Chaves
jobs
County
in the county as well, come on down. Yeah.
So we're going to be showing jobs for the sheriff's office, for the detention center, all these different positions that the county actually has open right now. Of course, please visit the sheriff's office page.
Sure.
Not
shade favorites, but we are looking for a few good deputies. That's all.
It's a little competition, a little bit. Hey, let me talk to you over here.
It's boring in the clerk's office. Come where it's exciting.
One thing that I do want to say. Yesterday, I was on the interview board for the jail for their position of chief of head of security. And I'm going to say this. Mike Briscoe, bringing him from RCC to the Chaves County Detention Center was one of the best moves I think the county has made.
Good deal.
That guy has the experience of running a prison. But not only that, he understands inmates in a sense as well as officers.
The public and private life of what goes on in a jail or a prison, he's very familiar with and can navigate those waters
I
pretty
believe
well.
100% he's going to make a good difference out
absolutely.
there. And he does need detention officers as well. So one of the things that's the difference
They've always
between,
been needing detention.
Yeah.
Since detention center's been open, they've been needing detention.
Absolutely. I don't think
And
they've
so-
ever been fully staffed.
Yeah, and so for us, we want people to know at the age of 18 years old, you can become a detention officer.
That's right.
You have to be 21 to become a police officer. So if you have an interest in doing this line of work, go into that, and then in 2 or 3 years, you can
You'll
come
get
over
that
to the
experience.
sheriff's
You'll have
office.
great experience on how
You
to deal
will.
with people and things,
And
that'll
you'll be that
that'll
much
serve you
further
so
ahead.
well
Yes.
as a police
So
officer.
we
Absolutely.
want to help them out in their ability, because one, if you have a great jail in the sense of maintaining the inmates as well as treating your guards right, the community is going to be better off, because a jail is overpopulated not by the number of beds it has, but by the number of guards it has.
Okay.
So if you don't have enough guards to operate a section in the jail, they have to.
Then there's
Shut it
problems,
down.
and
They
something
start-
something goes wrong, and there's
Yeah,
a problem.
They have
Yeah.
to put out a deal saying, "Hey, we can't receive any municipal court warrants. You're gonna have to defer them," and they
No
just
petty
get
misdemeanors, no-
petty
no-
misdemeanors, maybe no misdemeanors.
Right.
Which basically triages who,
Yeah.
and some people that may have should have gone probably
Sure.
won't because
That's exactly.
And
not
that's the
enough
problem.
guards to do with. Yeah.
So we
Makes
really
sense.
need to
that's
help
the
them. But more importantly, like I said, we're working good as a team. I'm working great with Lance Bateman. I think he's doing a fantastic job as the chief of police. We and also with the state police. I feel like our relationship is with all of these agencies is so good right now.
Good.
That,
It has to be.
It's
Otherwise,
and
it
that's-
don't work.
And that's
Yeah.
it. You can't be
But-
the days of the childish stuff is.
You have to
is
get
over.
past
Yes.
that.
It's time to be professional.
You have
Yep.
to get past that uniform issue and say, you know what, we're all on the same team. We
Sure.
got a big fight that we're involved in, and we all have to be there. I don't care what your uniform is. When you show up, I know you're there to help.
Sure.
this
We're here
community.
to serve, protect, and to make
Yeah.
sure people are safe and happy,
So-
and that's what our
Yeah.
end
We're
game is, and we're all
on
trying to do the same
mission.
thing.
And it's so much. It's so much better if we're all going in the same direction.
Absolutely.
Keep the personal feelings or
Especially-
whatever it is out of it, and let's all work together and push it forward.
Especially we live in a world where you can't trust sources that you've trusted as your source for things
Yeah.
for many years, and so
We're
things
each
like our
other's
law
backup
enforcement
in this area.
we
That's right.
need to remind people that we are the beacon in the storm. We're there to help,
That's
not
right.
there to be
That's it.
your adversary, and that's
Yep.
that's the cool thing.
Well, thank you for having us here
Anytime.
today.
Yes,
we'll see you all
We
next time in a
appreciate you.
couple weeks. Stay safe out there. Stay cool.
Oh,
and
Absolutely.
and enjoy Redosa next week.
Yes,
That'll be a
it's
way
good.
to
That's
stay
gonna
cool.
be a way to stay cool. Yeah. I told him what a good time that is.
I'll
Absolutely.
probably see you next Friday.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We just want to let the public know that if you need anything at all, let us know.
That's what the sheriff's
we're out
department's there for.
This weekend we're going to be at these events, and almost every weekend we have events coming up.
Absolutely.
So come up and visit with us.
Go out to Dexter. Go check out that event at Lake Van this Saturday.
Yeah, come out there and
That's,
support. Say hi to the deputy. Say hi to everybody. And
It's the afternoon
Drool over all
time.
the cars.
That's right.
Yeah, they got cars. They got
Motorcycles.
motorcycles. They got bikes,
Trucks.
bicycles. They got everything out there.
yeah, car show.
Right.
I mean, they
Yeah.
talk cars with car people for
They
all
have
day.
food
That's-
trucks.
And
And, so that's
again, real quickly, like I said, my hat goes off to Melissa from Crash Site Candies. I really want to give her props because she puts these things together and she does an amazing job. She coordinates these on a regular basis, not just the one from Lake Van, but they're involved. She's involved in all these different events that we have coming up. So I really want to give a shout out to her.
Yeah.
She, like I said, she does an amazing job, and I'd rather do this job than do all that coordinating that she does.
But we're thankful to the people that do those things.
Yeah,
because
I'm just
they're
glad
very
to
good
show
at
up, man.
Hey,
I can
that's
go
what be here.
we have the
Slap
easy
some backs and shake some hands and be on the way. Yeah.
But it's a good thing, and so just like this, it informs the public that the sheriff department exists and that we are ready to battle if you are having problems, we're there to help you get through those.
Absolutely.
Or just to visit.
That's right.
Yeah,
They're there to help. And please, if you're looking for a career, come check out the website. Come out next week to the job fair at the
it's going to be
admin building
in the rotunda.
In the rotunda there. So come on down.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. See you all. See you next time, and look forward to that conversation as we do for everyone.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much.
All right, it's 9:06. We went through news, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll start next hour. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Savings across the lot on both new and pre-owned vehicles. With zero down, no payments for 90 days, and 0.9% APR on select vehicles across the lot. Plus, brand new Broncos, Bronco Raptors, F-150s, and Super Duty Ford trucks. The Roswell Ford pre-owned lot is layered deep with great low-mileage vehicles, including Challenger, Corvette, Broncos, F-150s, and more. Worried about your credit score? Well, worry no more. With a job bringing home just $3.99 a week, Roswell Ford's aggressive lenders will push to get you approved. And Roswell Ford will take any trade, any condition, even if you owe thousands more than your car's value. Hurry to Roswell Ford today, because the rebates, discounts, and savings have never been bigger. All happening now at Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
Ho! It's the 15th anniversary of Artesia Chamber of Commerce's Clay's Crusher Fun Shoot. The longest-running shoot at the Eddy County Shooting Range is set for Saturday, August 26th. Here's a great opportunity to network, reduce stress, and have some fun along the way. All ages are welcome. There are 2 rotations, one at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. $150 per shooter per rotation. Sponsorships are available. Registration fee includes Target, lunch sponsored this year by Snowwell Services, a shooter gift, and a chance to win great prizes. For information, call the Artesia Chamber at 575-746-2744. The Clay's Crusher Fun Shoot, Saturday, August 26th in Artesia, New Mexico. Ad paid for by Artesia and Eddy County Lodgers Tax. Sign up online at artesiachamber.com.
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today, so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When was the last time you looked forward to sleep? Let's be honest here. You know a restful night's sleep has more health benefits than you consciously think about during the day. Here at Glenn's, we carry Serta mattresses, and they've been in the business for more than 90 years. Choosing one can be hard, but I want you to know we have your back. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder. Better and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is, I know it's going to be weird, 12 minutes after 9 o'clock. I skipped the news.
What?
Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace and Viernos.
Officially, the Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday!
Yes.
We made it to Friday. Wow, you're drinking that.
I had to cover the label. I couldn't let the label show on this here McDonald's Friday.
Did the deputy and the sheriff, undersheriff put cuffs on you? It looked like you were drinking with a cup.
Right? I'm not talking until I get my attorney.
Big thank you to Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff Charles Eastless for joining. That's what we went along talking a little bit about stuff going on in the county.
Oh yeah, it's been a busy time.
Always a good talk.
Didn't get a chance to thank the sheriff once again for putting myself and my friends through abject torture at the Health Expo.
Although, when we were talking during our conversation there, he was talking about some training they're doing with the deputies for dealing with people with like schizophrenia and mental health.
Sure.
And so they basically have these headphone things that are like 20 voices. And so they put them into this thing with his headphones where there's like a bunch of voices, distractions, and then make them do things like write a letter, write a paragraph.
Right.
And it's impossible to do. And so it's to give the deputies a kind of a picture of what someone with schizophrenia or someone with mental health issues are dealing with, and this is why you have issues getting through to them when you deal with them on the streets and things like that. It's because this is what's going on while you're trying to talk to them. And so it puts things into perspective. But I think I'd like to try that myself.
I would be interested to try that too.
Yeah, just to see. Like, could I compartmentalize? And I'm guessing I won't. In my head, I think, I could do it, but once I do it, I probably botch it.
Now that we're in 2023 and technology is what it is, and we've advanced in I feel like we need to make these tests, these trials a little bit more like true to life. And I'm not sure about schizophrenia or mental illness, but like with the goggles, I don't necessarily feel like it was a one-to-one representation of what the experience is actually like. I'm curious if there's a way that we could maybe more accurately portray those symptoms.
Maybe, but not in a simple term.
To really drive the point home in the same way.
Like I think we can, but I don't think you could do it in a simple way that's like, here, put on these goggles.
Right.
And you know what I mean? They want something you can that you can just at least give people that have never experienced it. This is why we say you shouldn't do this, because this is what you're dealing with. And who knows, maybe in the VR world down the future we'll be able to do that, but to this day we don't have that yet. I just think we're not caught up technology-wise to do what you want to do yet.
You could just
that being said,
put this headset on, and all of a sudden, all they see is Let's Get Rocked video.
Pretty sure if I go to hell, that's what it's going to be.
Just on a loop. I'm your average, ordinary, everyday
If I
dude.
die and that's happening, dang it, dang it! I got sent to hell.
Look at those low-res poly images.
It's just on loop, the Let's Get Rocked video. Tidy your room. No way, Dad.
No way, Dad.
Big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
They provide us with delicious breakfast treats each and every Friday. We don't deserve them, but they do it anyway. We're so thankful for that.
It's not the breakfast that we deserve. It's the breakfast that they choose to give us.
Yeah, what we deserve is way, way, way worse than that.
Here's your bread and water. Get out.
It's like, oh, you want food? No. You get to dine on this crumb
Oh, that's cute. Look at you wanting food.
that we procured from the bathroom floor.
Adorable.
No, big thank you to McDonald's. They provide us with delicious breakfast treats each and every Friday. Download the app, put it on your smartphones, utilize it. It will be a game changer for you. I promise you, it makes getting lunch, dinner for you, for the family, way easier.
Indeed.
Than trying to do it just, old school ways.
Yeah.
You could use that app, order it,
Get
keep
them
the kids.
points.
Yeah. You can have the debate with the kids at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone picks their Happy Meals or whatever they're into, and then you just roll up McDonald's and say, here's my order.
Yep.
No more screaming kids, you fighting with the microphone. Did you say Coke Zero? No, Diet Coke.
And here's the beauty
whole
of it.
thing.
You get your whole order. You get what everybody wants, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm just going to probably get something light. It's like a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
When you roll up with your order, they'll say, anything else?
Yes.
That's when you get to go nuts.
Yeah.
Mom's not here. The kids aren't here. 2 McFlurries or a cookies and cream pie.
There you go. There you go. And do this for my sake as much as everyone else. Because if you're that person that goes through the drive-thru and you're ordering for 10 people and all 10 are trying to order at once, I judge you hard because you're not what drive-thru is for.
Right.
You're supposed to get your butt inside where you have time to deal with those things. Drive-thru are for people that don't have time to sit down and enjoy a meal. And I don't want to spend 30 minutes while you have your whole entire group of people explaining what you want for lunch through the drive-thru. Go inside, order that way, or download that app. Everyone have the debate somewhere then in front of me, in the car in front of me, and then we can be happy.
This is something that I feel like we need to, as a society, embrace technology.
Yes.
Because it infuriates me when I'm walking around, or walking through the action aisle up at the Walmart, and I hear people standing in like the checkout lines, the ones that are open with actual checkers.
Yes.
They're like 4 deep, and they have like 3 people with a bunch of groceries, and they're complaining about how they should open more registers or they take their time. The self-checkout is right there. You can get out of here in like 6 minutes.
But they don't want to do that, and I get it. I get some people.
I don't check my own groceries out.
But I do agree that why does places like Walmart port 57 checkouts? Have you ever seen all of them used, or even most of them used?
Not even during the holidays have I ever seen all those open.
Ever. You haven't. I'm like, why bother?
It's theater of the mind, my friend.
And then through their wisdom, hey, let's make the aisles narrower so we can cram more stuff and get less people to get through these areas. Oh, but we'll add more checkouts that we're never going to open or use. I'm like, who's the genius who's doing the design here?
Yeah. You can knock your registers out by half and open up a whole new PLE.
Maybe give us a few more inches in the aisle so when Teddy Butternuts wants to spend 50 minutes looking at soup, I can get through.
When Theodore Butternuts wants to look at soup, then by God, Theodore Butternuts will take his time looking at soup. I want to meet Teddy Butternuts. Guy sounds like a real stand-up dude.
He is a nice guy. He's just a really slow reader. And you're like, dude, you don't have to read all the ingredients on the can. Just put it in your cart and go.
That's like the Family Guy bit, Sneakers O'Toole. He's like, that's like trying to ask Sneakers O'Toole to take his sneakers off. I'm not taking my sneakers off. I'm Sneakers O'Toole.
Yes, just like that. But
parallel.
But anyway, big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Use that app. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. We all judge you when you're that person.
Yeah.
And I know, and you're already flustered because you got the kids screaming and everything else. You're like, oh, Calgon, take it away. Do it at home. Bobby, you want the chicken McNugget meal? Sue, you want the cheeseburger one? All right, boom, boom. You want orange? Okay, we'll get orange. Boom, it's in the thing. Let's get in the car. And then we drive through. Instead of, what do you want? What do you want? You just go, S257. And then, thank you, Bob, drive through. Or thank you, Sue, drive through. And then you got your food, and everybody's happy.
It's a great feeling when you pull up to window one. They go, Sean, go on ahead.
Yeah, and you hit that first one. They're like, oh, my. You're good.
Yeah.
Roll on through.
Go on through.
Would you like your receipt? No. Okay, well then roll on through. That's how you do it.
That's right.
And that's be that person. Be the savvy one. People will look at you envious. Like while they're waiting in line and like, should have used the app.
I think of that?
You just roll right through while they're sitting there in line. I do it all the time. And I feel like a baller every
I
time
do. I do
it.
kind of like internally chuckle when I see people like going the pleb route. It's like
Or when you get the double drive-through and there's a bunch of people here, and then you just roll up that one. It's like ST42. Thank you, have a night. And then you roll right past them while they're all still sitting in line, secretly judging you.
How dare you?
Life is good when you're that. Be
like
that
having,
person.
It's like having that Stonecutters thing on your car. You just take the secret entrance.
Be the person that uses the app, and everyone is jelly of you. So, we're going to talk library.
Yes.
Caitlin Turner. I think she's in our studio waiting here, or in the office there, from the Roswell Public Library. Going to give us an update on what's happening there. Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather, sunshine, and hot temperatures again today. We'll be hitting about 105 on the afternoon high. We do have some humid air coming in from the south, so we could pick up a late day shower or thunderstorm. An isolated shower this evening, and then partly cloudy overnight with mid-70s, and then about the same for Saturday and Sunday. Isolated to scattered late day showers and thunderstorms, and it stays hot. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, I got to scroll up. 86 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 33%. Winds is out of the west at 10 miles per hour. We do have a heat advisory kicking in at noon today. That will remain in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. We are looking at a 30% chance at some afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 3 o'clock today. Otherwise, sunny and 105 with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms for tonight, mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 74 degrees and west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. We are looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms for Saturday afternoon. Otherwise, sunny and hot with a high of 103, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, 74 for an overnight low. Sunday, 20% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, highs around 102. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10. 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms Sunday night, mostly cloudy and 72. And then, believe it or not, they're saying for Monday, a 50% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, 95 for a high. So we'll see how all that shakes up. All right, it is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break, and then we will talk Roswell Public Library on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The lot at Roswell Ford is fully loaded, and that means savings across the lot on both new and pre-owned vehicles. With zero down, no payments for 90 days, and 0.9% APR on select vehicles across the lot. Plus, brand new Broncos, Bronco Raptors, F-150s, and Super Duty Ford trucks. The Roswell Ford pre-owned lot is layered deep with great low-mileage vehicles, including Challenger, Corvette, Broncos, F-150s, and more. Worried about your credit score? Well, worry no more. With a job bringing home just $3.99 a week, Roswell Ford's aggressive lenders will push to get you approved. And Roswell Ford will take any trade, any condition, even if you owe thousands more than your car's value. Hurry to Roswell Ford today because the rebates, discounts, and savings have never been bigger. All happening now at Roswell Ford, the home of Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
Ho! It's the 15th anniversary of Artesia Chamber of Commerce's Clay's Crusher Fun Shoot. The longest-running shoot at the Eddy County Shooting Range is set for Saturday, August 26th. Here's a great opportunity to network, reduce stress, and have some fun along the way. All ages are welcome. There are 2 rotations, one at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. $150 per shooter per rotation. Sponsorships are available. Registration fee includes targets, lunch, sponsored this year by Snowwell Services, a shooter gift, and a chance to win great prizes. For information, call the Artesia Chamber at 575-746-2744. The Clay's Crusher Fun Shoot, Saturday, August 26th in Artesia, New Mexico. Ad paid for by Artesia and Eddy County Lodgers Tax. Sign up online at artesiachamber.com.
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, and to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When was the last time you looked forward to sleep? Let's be honest here. You know a restful night's sleep has more health benefits than you consciously think about during the day. Here at Glenn's, we carry Serta mattresses, and they've been in the business for more than 90 years. Choosing one can be hard, but I want you to know we have your back. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he's from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 28 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, I guess officially by herself for the first time.
Yes.
Caitlin Turner back with us. Good morning, Kate. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Good. So now that you got a few months of librarian under your belt at the Roswell Public Library, how's things there? How are you liking your time at the library and all of that so far?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good deal.
I'm actually rounding up close to a year of being there.
Has it been a year?
Yeah.
See, it just seems like a couple months we talked to you, and I guess that's when they introduced you. It's like, hey, you should come on the radio. But good deal. So now that you guys are kind of shifting gears a little bit, kids are now back to school. That the summer reading program, which was kind of taken up June and July, that kind of wrapped up in July, and now the library shifts from that summer stuff to after school, back to school, and kind of the after school program side of the library here. So you're going to see a lot of the weekly and monthly events kind of shift gears a little bit to after school and weekend type stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We had 581 people sign up for the summer reading program.
Very good.
So
and that's adults and kids. It's not just for children. So next year, it's a little late for this year, but next year, sign up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for everybody, and congratulations for completing the summer reading program.
Yeah. So the adults some of them got like gift cards to restaurants and things, and the kids get gifts that are more in what kids are into. So it's really cool. So adults, you don't get just eraser caps and stuff. You get meals at places and stuff like that. So all for just reading books at the library.
Yeah.
So do it for next year. But it's also a great way for parents to work with their kids to getting them in reading. If you have kids that are especially elementary age that are in that developing their reading skills and things like that, the more you interact and do that through story times and reading them and having them read to you, all of that's you're strengthening that foundation for that child's reading. So it's a good thing.
Yes, absolutely.
So, good deal. So that's done. We had a big success there. Now what do you guys kind of turn to? Is it some of the fall stuff here and some of the events and things there that are kind of after school and all that?
Yeah, so next week starts the story time. So we have Mother Goose on the Loose, which starts at 10:30 on Tuesdays. Okay. And that's geared for
like preschool age kids, right?
Yes, preschool. And so we have that starts at 10:30. Then we have a bilingual Mother Goose and the Loose that starts at 5 p.m.
Yes, and I used to say this all the time with your predecessor here. We used to talk and say, I don't care if your child doesn't speak Spanish or English. Bring them to both, because kids are sponges, and if you want your child to learn a second language or be fluent in one, starting them as young as possible is the good way. So if your child doesn't speak a lick of Spanish, bring them to the Spanish one so they get immersed to that and see that, and vice versa. You know, the English and the Spanish, and because that will serve that child well. And so having the child participate in both English and Spanish, I think you're really setting your child up to be able to do whatever they want when they get to make their own decisions.
Absolutely. And that is for newborns up to 3 years old.
Very good.
And then our story time, which is on Wednesdays, our preschool story time, that is for 3 to 5 year olds, and that's at 10:30 on Wednesdays.
Very good, and that's great, especially if you or if you have like early, younger homeschool kids. You know, if you're looking for curriculum to do that's kind of outside of, you incorporate some of these story times into your homeschool curriculum too. The library loves to work with folks on doing that kind of stuff too. So take advantage of this. It's all free of charge. All you got to do is show up. You don't even need to pre-register or anything. Just, you know, on those Wednesdays at whatever time you're wanting to do your thing, just be there. And there it is. So,
absolutely. And if you're interested in music and movement, that starts next week as well on Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay. And that's for like younger, again, like dancing and kind of getting them the physical side of their development side of things.
Yes, ages 3 to 5.
Very good. So get out there and you know what? Parents dance with the kids. You might use a little exercise yourself. So. Or grandparents or whoever's doing it there too. So good deal. Yeah. But these are all weekly things. These will happen every week throughout the fall here. So if you get a chance, if depending on how you like to stay up to date on things, come by the library, pick up the calendar. You can an actual piece of paper that you can go home, put on the fridge or something. That way you can use that as your guide for what's going on this week at the library. But if you're more technically savvy, like and follow the Facebook page or Instagram page for the Roswell Public Library, and they constantly remind people on upcoming events and things through that platform as well too. So whichever, if you like old school or more modern or a combination thereof, utilize those tools to kind of keep you up to date on these tentpole weekly events that happen every single week there. So good deal.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I get little talking and stuff. I just like to fill in blanks and get people to understand kind of what they have available at the library. So.
Oh yeah.
Good deal. So that's about it. What else? Is there some other of those weekly ones do we want to put on, or are we just getting into the more special events coming up here?
We do have on the weekends, every first and third Saturday, we have My STEAM programs.
Okay.
So those will still be running.
Good deal.
So this next coming class on the 19th, we're going to be doing mono printing. We're going to bring in a local artist and Roswell residency program alumni, Michael Beats.
Good deal. So there's the STEAM in that one, the A part of the, because a lot of times you hear STEM, and that's science, technology, engineering, and math, but STEAM is now kind of the one where they add the arts in there because people started saying, oh, wait, you know the arts uses a lot of math and science and engineering to achieve what it's doing. Maybe we should show people how arts and science work together. and so this is part of that kind of stuff. So bring your kids out to expose them to as much of this. You know, who knows, this could set the table for whether they want to be an artist or a engineer or a mathematician or whatever their desires are. Classes and things like this kind of throw it at the wall. Let's see what they are into it and see what sticks and stuff. So especially younger kids, bring them to all this stuff just to see if they like it. You know, if they do, great. Maybe that's their passion for the rest of their life. And not, oh, well, let's try something else. See what else they like. So that's what the library is really doing, is providing you a lot of different things for you and your family and your children to get involved with. So.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal. So that one, and that's the first and third Saturday of the month. What time does that start?
That starts at 11 a.m.
Okay. So, like you said, the next one will be here on the 19th. Come on out and have some fun with some art and all of that. And then just, and do they need to RSVP for these, or just come on down on the first and third Saturday at 11:30, get there a couple minutes early to, get you a good spot and all that, and get going. But it is first come, first serve. So I imagine if there's supplies and stuff, they're limited. So don't come too late. Try to get there around on time, or that way there's enough for everybody.
Yeah. It's from 11 to 1, and it's a drop-in class. So even if
so it is come and go. So if you're not available till noon, then come on in at noon. So, but if you think about it, be there at 11, and especially if you're slow. Like if you want time to do your project, get there at 11. That way you got the full couple hours to do it if you want. So anyway, what's next?
On August 25th, we're going to have the stuffed animal sleepover.
Okay.
So on that Friday from 3 to 5, if you drop off your stuffed animal at the library, they're going to have a little sleepover with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they'll have a sleepover. We'll take pictures of all the fun activities that your stuffed animal will do.
So they get to see, like, what their sleepover night was like afterwards.
Yes.
Through pictures and video and things like that. Too.
Yeah, so they come pick up your stuffed animal on the 26th. That's next Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Now, when you give the stuffed animal back, are they like decorated a little bit? There maybe some hats or something.
I don't know.
Maybe
You'll have to come. You'll have to come.
Some
come pick up.
accoutrement from their party night. Very cool. So have some fun with that and pick out your favorite animal, stuffed animal. Not real one. Don't bring your pets. But bring a stuffed animal. Although your dog might have a great time there too. You never know. With the staff, depending on how good your dog is. But of course, the stuffed animals might not be so lucky, but dogs tend to chew on things like that. But anyway, again, another fun thing to do with the kids and the family and kind of incorporate that. So do they need to just bring the stuffed animal, or do they need to sign up or anything? Or
just bring them on by.
And what date is that again?
August 25th, Friday. Okay. So drop off your stuffed animal between 3 and 5 p.m.
Very good. And, is size limits? Like if it's a big one, then you'll make it a big one? Or?
Yeah, no size limit.
Okay, because just be careful, because I've seen like Big Bang Theory, and they got that bear that's literally 20 feet. It's like, we got to drag this thing around. But if you can get it to the library, I guess we'll make sure it has a good time.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Very good. What's next on the radar?
So we will have a booth at the Piñata Festival.
Okay.
So that's on September 8th. Starts on Friday, September 8th to Sunday, September 10th.
Okay.
So come on out and see us.
Good deal. Well, obviously you can learn information and stuff. Can people get like library cards and stuff at that booth, or would it be just more information and things?
Just more information.
Okay, perfect.
And if you bring your library card and show it to us, we might have a little treat for you.
It's a little surprise for folks that have their card, which... so you got between now and Piñata Fest to get to the library. If you don't have a card in good standing, go get. Now, if you haven't been in the library, it's like, I got a card, but I haven't used it in about 10 years. Might want to go in and refresh. They don't keep stuff around that long. So if you've got a card, but it was in the Clinton administration, maybe it's time to get a new card.
And visit the library.
And visit the library and utilize the resources. Which, by the way, and. The library has a whole online resource. Theoretically, you could utilize a good portion of the library and not actually set foot in it. I do not recommend that because you're going to miss a lot of cool books and things. But like if you're needing tutoring help, or you want access to music or movies or periodicals or online books and audio books and all that, the Roswell Public Library has a whole online side that you can download and utilize that stuff for, and it's free for you to use as long as you're a member with the card in good standing and all that. So especially, now that kids are back to school and they start getting to that point where they're having trouble in class, the Roswell Public Library has resources for free that can help your children, or you yourself, if you're the one struggling through that, tutoring and all that kind of stuff. And all that's available to you just for getting that card. So get the card, even if you're thinking, I'm not going to go. I bet you. The thing is, you don't realize you want the card till you get the card, and then you go use the card, and you're like, oh, dang. Why wasn't I doing this all the time? There's so much cool stuff free of charge that is provided to you at the Roswell Public Library. So use it. That's what it's there for. People say, I don't have nothing to do, or I don't have Go to the library. There's all kinds of free stuff there for you. So.
Yeah, and we are getting a makerspace.
Okay.
So that stuff is starting to come in, the equipment. So we'll have 3D printers.
Okay.
We'll have a laser engraver and cutter.
Okay.
We'll have a vinyl cutter and 2 sewing machines.
So it could be someone's next business or passion project starts right there in that center at the library. So, and obviously as it comes in, you'll kind of give us updates and all that stuff too. But
yes.
Definitely come like it, come be a part. Some other events that we want to put on people's radar. I know I keep getting us sidetracked, but.
So the solar eclipse.
Yes, that's coming up in October.
That is.
I don't remember the date, but it's October.
October 14th.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will be opening early that day. We will be having an event.
Okay.
And we'll have free eclipse glasses.
The special glasses that you can see the eclipse. I saw some. If you're, depending on how old you are, like back in the 80s, like they used to show 3D movies on occasion on like Channel 20 or one of those would be UPN or something now. And so you go to a convenience store and get the 3D glasses, and usually white, and they had a red and blue, and they're a piece of cardboard. Well, the Eclipse glasses are similar, but they don't have the red and blue. They got more of a lens that blocks sun. But it's kind of the same deal if you remember the old 3D glasses. So they'll have those for the viewing party and all that kind of stuff, too. So.
Yeah. So we'll have different activities, and we'll have some scientists and educators from the Amir Science Program, which
kind of explaining what you're seeing and telling you why it's doing it and what you're seeing and all that.
Cool. And they're going to bring some telescopes for viewing.
So if you want to get a little closer up view, obviously through the filters so you don't burn your eye out and all that. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good deal. And that's the way to do it. Come out to the event. That way you can really see it. I know a lot of people try to go outside and see it on their own, and A, it can be dangerous if you're not using the glasses and stuff. But B, you don't get the same effect. So come out to the library. You get to see scientists or people that are in the industry that can explain to you exactly what you're looking at. So when you look through the telescope or look up in the sky, this is why you're looking at what you're looking at. And it's sure a lot more fun that way than you just saying, oh, that's neat. I got all right, and then go back to my day. Now, come out and be a part of it. Bring the kids. Use this as an education thing. Parents, come educate yourself. I'm sure there's a lot. It's not just a kids thing. Everybody that's into eclipses and want to learn about it, come be a part. Come see it. Come get the glasses. Come have some fun. And because there's only so many times in your lifetime you're going to get to experience something like that.
Yeah.
Some of us get to do it more than others. Some only get to do it once or twice, just depending on the time you live and the cycles of the sun and the moon and all that. But it's a rare thing. So I remember as a kid, I got to see Halley's Comet because I was in that group. I was old enough. I was a child. I was probably 10 or 11, but I got to see it. And the next time that happens, I probably will be dead because it's like 75 years or something like that. And so I'm going to miss the next one. So get involved in some of these.
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
Deal. What's next?
I think that's
okay.
Yeah, we're going to have some movie nights, and we've got the crochet club with Sabrina.
And then where's my paper go? This Saturday, you also aren't you guys having the gentleman Al Ogeen? He does he's going to be doing a security. He's a cybersecurity person, expert, and if you want to protect your identity online and doing all this stuff, he's good at that, and he really works well with people that aren't computer savvy on that kind of stuff. And I think he's doing it like the second or third Saturday of every month, and he'll be doing it this month and next month, and I think it's tomorrow, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. Do you know off the top of your notes there? Or I believe it's tomorrow based on talking to him. So.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, yes. I believe you're right. But but if you miss tomorrow, no biggie. He's coming each month for the next couple months, and if you really want to learn more about that kind of stuff, he can help you with that. So, but call the library; they'll tell you more information about it. But I had talked to him yesterday. Actually, he's going to join us on the radio later on this month, talking cybersecurity and how to protect yourself on the internet. And he really does it for people that aren't internet savvy. So so he can explain it to you. You're like, I don't know what you just said. He can explain to a way that you understand what he says. So.
Yes.
Good deal. But anyway, I just want to put that on people's radar because he's got some very good information. And again, free of charge. It's at the library. You just go and utilize it.
Yeah.
So, and we covered all the dates and events and everything.
Yes. And
don't forget, they have the drop off there, so you don't. So if you forgot to return your book and the library's already closed, they got the 24/7 drop off, so you don't have to worry about late fees and all that. You can do it after hours or before they open and things like that. Don't forget the online and that side too. You can check out as a card member in good standing. Many things online there. Don't forget, they have some other great resources, like if you're doing a last hurrah vacation before you're going on, they have the New Mexico Department of Tourism passes, which I've used. I used one earlier this summer, where there's, I think, 15 or 20 different locations throughout the state of New Mexico that will get you in for free up to 6 people. Yeah. Lincoln National Site, which is one of the closer ones, but I want to say like there's there's several museums and galleries up in Santa Fe and Albuquerque. The Atomic Energy Museum, I believe, is one of the ones in Albuquerque, with Oppenheimer movie getting a lot of run nationally. That museum's starting to get a little popular again. That museum is a part of those passes. So and how it works is you can check it out for 7 days. You can't renew it. You have to come to the library. It's a first come, first served base. Can't reserve it. Can't do any of that. They have plenty of them, so odds of you not getting one are pretty low. But all you do is show up, say, hey, I want one of those passes. You get it, and then you have to bring it back within 7 days. You cannot renew it. You can do so if you got to plan on checking it out right before you go on your trip, and then you go and do your thing, and then come back and trust me, you'll save some money if you got 6 folks. To go to Lincoln, which I love and I recommend, I think it's going to cost you probably about $45-$50 for 6 people to get into Lincoln. Now you get in for free. I don't know about you. I could use that $50 for something else. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it's stuff like that around the state, and you get to utilize that just for having a library card in good standing. So ask about those resources. Come to the front desk. They'll be happy to tell you about all that stuff. But that library has a lot of things that you may not realize you could use for free that could make your life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, especially our mobile hotspots.
Yes. Yeah, if you need to go do it's not just a place to check out books. I mean, it is. If you want a place to get away and do it, it absolutely is. But if you got projects, if you got passions, if you're trying to start your own business maybe, the library could be the resource to help you get that ball rolling. That's tax time, obviously, when here after the first of the year when everyone starts worrying about taxes. Of course, they're a resource for tax documents for a lot of people, things like that too. And we will once again when that time comes, they'll let us know when the tax forms come in, and you can pick those up and do what you got to do. But the library is everybody's place. Go there, utilize it. It's there for come. When people say there's not enough things or not enough stuff going on, I'm like, have you even looked? Because if you go to the library, I guarantee that one alone will keep you busy for a couple days.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there anything we missed? Anything, Caitlin, we wanted to share, or we got sidetracked on? Because I do that sometimes.
Probably. We have so much going on. But
get the calendar, and that way put it on your fridge, or and that way you won't miss a thing, and you can stay up to date on that stuff.
For sure.
Good deal. So, and then, of course, if you're looking for books and looking for just something to read and everything, come. And by the way, when the new books come out, that the library gets them too. So if you're like, oh, I want the latest Stephen King, but I don't want to spend $50 for the new book, go to the library. Probably right there, you can get a copy of it and you can watch it, read it, and all of that. So, yeah. And one other thing I'm going to mention, books again. It's Friends of the Roswell Public Library. They have a little bookstore, and so what they do is they use some books that from the library that are no longer circulationable, or they have 60 copies of, and like, we don't need that many copies. Here's a few of those. Or people donate books, and so what you can do is go in there and buy books, used books for pennies on the dollar, and all of that money goes back into programs at the library. So when they have like an author speak-in or summer reading program, the Friends of the Library use those monies to support that stuff. So if you want to support the library in another way, go to the Books Again store, do a little shopping. Sometimes they do $5 bag sales, and you clean up on those days. Basically, they give you a big shopping sack, and as many books as you can get in there for $5, they're yours. Like if you want to start a children's library, you can start their entire library for $5. Because you know how kids' books are thin, and you get that bag, you could put probably 50 books in there. Yeah. And so, utilize that too. It's all part of that. So, did we get it all?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, as always, appreciate the visit, and we'll let you get back to work. Hopefully, there's not too many fires to put out for you when you get back there, and we'll see you here next time.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Caitlin. Anytime. Stay cool. Okay. Now, I know you came from Ohio and all that, so you know what humidity is.
Yes.
Is it worse than this? Like this, like right now stinks. No one wants that, but
yeah.
July in Ohio and East Coast is worse, I think, than New Mexico.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, I enjoy this dry heat. I don't mind this at all compared to.
Yeah, it's just when
Ohio.
you're back east of that humidity, and it's just because what happens is at 10 o'clock at night when it gets dark, there don't matter because it's still muggy and hot, and the mosquitoes come out usually. So it's usually worse because now you're getting bug bit every 5 minutes. Here, the sun goes down. It's like, oh, dang, it's nice. Oh, there's a shade tree. It actually is cooler. You don't experience those things back east. So good deal. So, good deal. Maybe you'll be like me and be a convert now. Now every time you go visit family stuff back in Ohio, you're like, I can't handle this. Like my humidity tolerance is gone. And I look like a complete mess every time I go back to visit family.
Oh, yeah. My humidity tolerance, and then if I ever see the snow again.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, you should have been here for Goliath. That was our one time we got. I'm sure you've heard of 20 stories since you've been here. But that was crazy. That we didn't, when you get feet of snow here, people don't know what to do with themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, as always. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
It is 9:51. Let's pause for local news, your Hannity update, Wall Street business update, and a quick break before we wrap up the show. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News update. I'm Jared Sorello. The 19-year-old woman at the center of disturbing accusations that she gave birth in a hospital bathroom and then left her newborn baby to die in a trash can is now suing Artesia General Hospital. Alexi Treviso, identified in the court documents as Alex Ray Fierro, filed the case last week. Fierro had gone to AGH to seek help for severe back and abdominal pains and claims she did not even know she was pregnant. The case says the autopsy report notes morphine in the baby's system, which was likely the cause of death for the fetus. However, it's believed the morphine was administered at the hospital before staff even knew that Treviso was pregnant. Staff at AGH claims Treviso never said anything to them about being pregnant and that she did not appear to be pregnant to them. The case also alleges that hospital policy allowing police officers to use body cameras inside the hospital goes against HIPAA regulations and records patients during federally protected health conversations with their doctors and other healthcare staff. You're up to date with local news. I'm Jared Sorello.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Think of the evolution. Never once spoke to these people, not one time. Well, that has now evolved only in the last 2 to 3 weeks, 2.5 to 3 weeks, into he never was in business. Now, I'm not playing word games here. I'm not parsing words here. Words mean things. He was very specific. I never once discussed at all the foreign business dealings of my son or my brother or anybody for that matter evolves into I was never in business with them. Well, are you now acknowledging you did discuss these things? Because that's a very different definition. That is a very different statement.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
All right, Phoenix Capital Group is inviting you to invest in the heart of America and support U.S. energy independence. They connect private investors like you with investments in tangible oil and gas assets. Investing in these U.S.-backed securities can gain up to 8 to 12% annual interest with monthly payments. Now, it is a vote of confidence in the American dream, and you can be a part of the backbone that built our nation. Now, you can find out more. Sign up for their free educational webinar today when you go to phoenixonhannity.com. That's phoenixonhannity.com. Now, before making investment decisions, you got to carefully consider and review all risks involved. Learn how to diversify your portfolio. You can earn between 8 and 12% annual interest with Phoenix Capital Group. Now, this educational webinar is free to attend and learn more and then invest in America. You can do it with phoenixonhannity.com. Phoenixonhannity.com. Go there today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather, sunshine, and hot temperatures again today. We'll be hitting about 105 on the afternoon high. We do have some humid air coming in from the south, so we could pick up a late day shower or thunderstorm. An isolated shower this evening, and then partly cloudy overnight with mid-70s, and then about the same for Saturday and Sunday. Isolated to scattered late day showers and thunderstorms, and it stays hot. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The Producer Price Index, measure of inflation at the wholesale level, rose last month, up 0.8% from a year earlier, the sharpest increase since January. Huawei's revenues and profits rose in the first half of the year, despite U.S. sanctions on the Chinese tech giant.
China's first global tech brand has responded to U.S. curbs that devastated its smartphone brand by increasing emphasis on serving hospitals, electric car brands, and other industrial customers. The company said first half revenue rose 3.1% to $43.1 billion. It gave no profit figure, but noted its profit margin was 15%.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The British economy unexpectedly grew in the second quarter of the year, largely as a result of a strong rebound in June when many businesses benefited from milder, more stable weather. The Wall Street Business Report.
Preparation for the school year takes time and careful planning. School supplies need to be purchased, plans must be made for transportation and childcare, and a brand new routine begins. Now that you've gotten the kids back to school, what kind of plans have you made for yourself? Maybe it's time to carve out some time to read your Bible and pray. The Bible tells us, don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Are you yearning for a peace that only God can offer? He longs to be in a relationship with you and loves you even when you don't show your love to Him. Why not begin today and renew your commitment to God, who promises to never leave or forsake you? It's only when we can quiet our souls that we can make room to listen to God and His desire for our lives. So why not make a fresh start today? God is ready to meet you just where you are.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Pecos Valley Production, the top-rated dispensary in New Mexico with 20 convenient locations. Visit PecosValleyProduction.com to explore a wide range of offerings near you. Pecos Valley Production is now accepting donations for back-to-school supplies at all locations. Now through August 25th, Pecos Valley Production dispensaries will be collecting school supplies needed for grades K through 12, such as pencils, pens, notebook paper, binders, and backpacks. All items received will be donated to local schools and community charities throughout the area. Together, let's ensure that every child has the best possible start to a successful school year. Now go roll up to a PVP dispensary near you. PecosValleyProduction.com is dairy to dang. Support your local farmer, fresh from our farm to you. Nothing for sale, for educational purposes only. 21 and older with
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:59. That's going to about do it for us for today's show. If you missed any part, check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. We had the folks from Victory Outreach in the 7 o'clock hour. Had a great discussion with them. We had Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff Charles Eastlis join us in the 8 o'clock hour. And then, of course, we just had Caitlin Turner with the Roswell Public Library join us to give us an update on all of the events they've got coming in the next month or so at the Roswell Public Library. Just click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, ksvptv.com, and you'll find all of our stuff there. So that's going to do it for us. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Take care, everybody.
Breaking news.